Okay. Teen girl missing. Damn. On a cruise. Okay. Found under mattress. And main suspect is a 16-year-old obsessed stepbrother.
Oh,
Ew.
Wait, what?
all right. I'm not gonna cuss.
Hold on.
Wait.
Now. Am I
What
reading
in
that
the
right?
weird? Wait, what?
Teen girl missing on a cruise. Found under mattress. And main suspect is a 16-year-old brother. All right, interesting. Let's check this out, man. Let's do it.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Get your popcorn.
The guy
get your
in the
snacks.
bright red tomato Hawaiian shirt and a 20-foot-long shipping container filled with cocaine are probably headed to this same exact place. It's a place called Port Miami. Welcome to this tiny floating piece of land in Miami, Florida, where half of it is like a giant international airport, but instead of airplanes, you have megaliners, cruise ships, ushering passengers on and off their cruises, making sure that they go through security, immigrations, customs. And then on the other side, you've got massive ships filled with shipping containers, sometimes a lot of times, millions of dollars of illicit drugs being smuggled into South Florida. To the point where the vice admiral of the Coast Guard based in Miami has stated in public messages to the cartels, "We own the sea, not you. We will find you. We will hunt you before you harm anyone on our shores." That coupled with the fact
If you live in Florida, man,
What happened, Huggins? Do
you're
what
cooked, man. So much shit going on over there.
that it is one of the many busiest shipping ports in the United States, it's not going to be the most shocking thing when you see FBI agents, federal agents in Port Miami. I mean, they've also nicknamed Port Miami the cruise capital of the world. In 2025, the
like
Port
40
Miami
cruises
saw,
there.
I believe, close
That's
to
why-
8.6
that's
million
why,
cruise
though.
passengers coming in and out of the port. It is one of the few cruise terminals that can handle multiple mega ships at once. I think they can accommodate 12 vessels at once, which sounds not like a lot, right? But then you realize that these mega cruise ships are essentially skyscrapers. Lay them down on their side, and there's just 12 skyscrapers from New York
It's
City
really
lined
a
up in the
skyscraper, though.
water, taking you out to an all-you-can-eat buffet out on the
what is
deep
that?
sea.
Pork
And it's
belly,
really
Chloe?
cutthroat. They have something called the turnaround day. It's when a cruise ship disembarks one set of passengers, restocks, and embarks a new set of passengers within the span of 8 to 12 hours. And then sometimes out of the 12 megaliner spots that they have open, there could be like half of them that are doing a disembark day. So you've got 8 to 12 hours to get everybody off the ship. That alone can take 3 to 5 hours. Each ship, some of these big ones, they have 4,000 people on there, 4,000 passengers. That's not including crew.
That's a lot of
There
niggas.
would be about 70 to 80 massive truck trailers pulled up to the terminal to deliver provisions for the next trip. Sometimes you
keep
see
an eye
like
on everybody, bro.
30,000 pounds of just meat going into one ship. Near the end of November this year, there was one point where 10 ships were docked simultaneously, and they had more than 320 trucks coming in to help restock supplies for these cruise ships. But because of how many cruises take place daily and just the sheer logistics
Would
of
y'all go on a
being out
cruise?
in the water with as many good backup plans as a major corporation would have, which is never a lot.
You said you going to cruise?
I said, would y'all go on a cruise ship?
Nigga, I'd rather go on a cruise than a fucking plane ride. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, man,
I'd rather do a cruise than that.
I don't know, man. I had a friend invited me in Zana.
Oh, shit,
Hey,
Rangi.
Mr. Rangi.
Oh shit! Right. So you rather go on a hot air balloon than a cruise?
Fuck no.
I mean, no. I mean, I'm very adventurous, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know what it is when it comes to like sea. I don't know. I'm more scared of sea than flying, bro.
That shit too slow, man. Like, I'm trying to move and get out, but I ain't trying to be in that jump for days, bro. You bad, boy. You be on water for days. And then after this ride, man, I'm probably not even going to want to get on that shit.
Nah,
A lot of things as a major
dope,
corporation would have, which is never a lot of things go wrong on a cruise. And a lot of the times,
Really?
it's the cruise's fault. And that's like a very bold statement. It's merely an opinion. And by cruise, I don't mean the crew. I mean the corporation. Like the poop cruise. The Carnival cruise
we
takes
know this
off.
one. We know this one.
It's the Carnival Triumph. And it's a 4,100 passenger type ship. So there's
Remember?
a lot of people on board. This is their vacation. A fire breaks out in the mechanical room. All electrical systems are down, which means no Wi-Fi, no entertainment, no AC, no filtered air pumping through generously, no heater. But the most prevalent malfunction is the fact that there are no working toilets anywhere on the ship. Passengers' toilets are just buckets at this point until they start
I need a
overflowing.
shit.
This is the one that happened
I know
like,
all about
last
this
year
shit.
or the year before?
Yeah, a few years ago, there was a documentary that was released on Netflix.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
So, I mean, they turned from poop buckets
real?
to just poop fountains. Poop
Whoa.
fecal matter spraying into the staterooms, into the hallways,
Nigga, I'm
everywhere. It
eating.
was likened to fecal
That shit look
lasagna
like shit
floating
too,
on
dude.
open seas.
Damn.
There's much more to the entire story with Carnival Triumph and Carnival trying to suppress the media attention.
Diarrhea.
The
Still
crews
gonna-
actually
still gonna eat
knowingly
that shit.
sailed past a fuel leak, which probably should have alerted them to something being wrong with the vessel. The whole poop cleanup itself cost $115 million.
Oh my god.
You
So
clean
if you're
shit.
ever on Carnival Sunrise, just know
Nigga, count me
that's the
in,
poop
nigga.
cruise.
I'm cleaning shit.
Yeah, at least you can say that money went to
You
shit.
might, I ain't gonna lie. You might, yeah, that ass literally though. You might as well take that damn shit, throw it away. At
I ain't
this
gonna lie,
point.
that shit made me cry. No, it
I ain't
niggas
gonna lie,
spend
bro.
this much money clean up shit.
Just
Bro.
get Godzilla to dip that motherfucker in the ocean and clean it all out. It'll clean it all out in one dip.
Like, nigga, how much the damn cruise ship cost, nigga?
Nigga,
Nigga might as well buy a whole new one.
$150.
That type of money, I don't know how much shit costs, but nigga.
What you mean? I gotta discuss you, man. $150 million to clean shit.
They ain't
Nigga,
normal shit
give me
out there.
a little bit of that
Nah,
shit.
but like
nigga.
that's
I'm
everybody's
cleaning
shit though. No, that's
What?
every type of shit in the world though. Like,
Nigga, I've cleaned shit before, nigga. It ain't gonna hurt to make $150 million,
Alright.
nigga.
all right, so somebody come out the cut, hit your ass, hit your ass right in the damn face. You trying to shovel that motherfucker? I'm up.
What?
So if you're ever on Carnival Sunrise, just know that's the poop cruise. They renamed it, yeah. But it does make sense because I believe the vessel is itself worth closer to $650 million.
Whoa.
I mean, these are
Damn.
massive ships. And although, I mean, I would say
That's
that these are
shit.
the most common occurrences. I will say that whenever a crime or a missing person on a cruise ship happens, it does make headlines for weeks. But it doesn't occur as often as I guess we are inclined to believe. I mean, usually it's some minuscule variation of a poop cruise. Like, typically, these are the mishaps on cruises. It's like a small backup toilet that's not flushing well, or there's some sort of malfunction and it inconvenienced a small group of people in a small way, or a drunken fight where everybody is still physically okay, but it was a fiasco.
But we also talked about a few cases, right? That people just
Yeah.
gone missing on the cruise.
I will say that a lot of people do die on cruises every year, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that cruises are a preferred form of vacation for elderly people. So a lot of them will pass away on board, but it's not anything sinister or nefarious, and it's not like a shocking number.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm still inclined not to go on a cruise just because I get a little freaked out, but. It doesn't happen as
Oh, so you have
regularly
anxiety
as we
attacks,
are
huh?
conditioned to believe. But it does happen.
Feel that shit.
November 8th, 2025,
Feel that
a
shit.
small group of people at Port Miami, they see this small SUV drive up to the Carnival Horizon cruise ship that just docked. The SUV, in comparison to the cruise ship, looks like a tiny little ant, but I feel like the SUV is scarier because it just thick letters on the side of the car. It reads Miami-Dade County Medical Examiner, not ambulance, medical examiner.
What's up,
You
hi,
don't
how are
call
you?
a medical examiner
Hello, John.
until you have a body. Soon after, FBI agents are seen bringing what appears to be a cadaver transport carrier off the cruise ship and into the FBI vehicle. Immediately, people online are trying to piece together what happened, and two things start popping up. One, it's stated that just the day before, while still out at sea, while they're still sailing back to Port Miami, Carnival issued letters to passengers in a specific deck in a specific hallway of staterooms. So if you're staying on this level, on this floor, in this hallway, you're getting a letter on your door. The letter reads, with the Carnival letterhead at the top, dated November 7th, 2025, Dear Carnival Horizon guest, we have made arrangements for you to have priority debarking on tomorrow morning. Authorities will be joining the ship first thing upon arrival to complete an investigation and will be in the area of your hallway. It could be noisy and disruptive, so we kindly ask that you be out of your stateroom by 7 a.m. We will have breakfast for you, Meridian DR Annex Deck 4, starboard side, and then our team will escort you off the ship ahead of other guests. Doesn't really
Free
sound,
breakfast
I mean,
though,
it sounds
nigga?
urgent because an investigation, you
Yeah,
get
better be free,
priority
nigga.
disembarking. I mean, what could be
me out
going
my damn
on?
room.
And then you couple it with another TikTok that starts circulating of a woman who is staying in that same exact deck, same exact hallway, and she says that she found out that someone was dead in the hallway. She starts off the video by describing her experience on the cruise ship thus far, and she's been having like back-to-back nightmares, which is not the point, but she's just saying it's just been a weird trip. She's on the same cruise, Carnival Horizon, and she says, we woke up and they're talking about somebody got killed on my floor, the 8th floor, like down the hall. So somebody got murdered on the cruise ship. There's security standing in front of the door. The body is still in the room. The body won't be off until tomorrow. When we go to Miami, when we get off, FBI has to come and investigate. The body is still on the same floor that I'm sleeping on. I will note that it's highly unlikely that the body is kept in the stateroom. It's more likely that security and medical staff respond, notify the captain, notify shore authorities. Usually they'll photograph the entire room and how the body is discovered, along with anything else
really
of importance before moving the body.
Bro, you know the scariest thing? I do agree with y'all on something. The scariest shit about cruises and being on ships in general, bro, if you fall off that bitch, there is a 90% chance you're dying. Like, you're not, like, if you're either gonna die, like, just eventually drowning after just floating for so long, like, even if you survive the fall into the water, them niggas nobody gonna know you gone.
Yeah.
Like, majority of the time, they don't know you gone, so you're just sitting in that bitch until you die.
Yeah.
That's the scariest shit ever, bro.
It's the same shit with the plane though. That motherfucker crashed. Can't do shit.
No, but that's more instant though, nigga. Whereas, nigga, you fall off that boat, if you survive the damn pop into the water, you gonna be just sitting there.
Fish is gonna eat your ass, or like the
sharks.
pressure
Like,
of the water.
that is the worst way to go out, bro. That's
I
literally
think
dying
your
slowly.
body can't even last longer in that type of salt water.
I mean,
Like,
you
you
can't
can't
last
be
long.
there.
You can't be in that motherfucker. Like, you can't be in water in general for too long.
Yeah,
Especially salt water.
Yeah.
To the morgue, because every cruise ship has a morgue. But it's likely that security is
Wait,
stationed
what?
Every
Repeat
cruise
that?
ship has a morgue.
I mean, it makes sense.
But it's likely
I mean,
that
they gotta do
security
something
is
about it.
stationed outside.
Every cruise ship has a morgue.
Every single cruise ship has a morgue. They don't
Wow.
have, a morgue attendee or anything like that. But
It's for like
That's crazy.
incidents.
yeah, and usually the doctor on board, I believe, will be the one taking care of the morgue. And again, a lot of them have gone onto Reddit because I was intrigued by this and
plane
I
has
went
one?
down a rabbit hole. A lot of them say
Hell no.
it sounds sinister, it sounds creepy because of all the news that we
They
see. But
actually
a
might
lot of the
actually.
times it's elderly people,
Wow.
which is still sad. Nonetheless. And they actually
Yeah.
advocate that if you are a senior citizen going on a cruise, you should definitely get travel insurance because it can cover and help your family cover transport.
Man, that shit is a
your body
fucking
back
scam.
home.
Fucking
Which would be
travel.
different than if
Fuck
you
how many
were-
Oh,
travel.
my parents going on a cruise.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, every cruise
for
ship
everything.
does have a morgue. And so it's very likely that the body was placed in the morgue and there is security stationed outside the room to make sure nobody tampers with a potential open crime scene. Now, the TikToker says at one point,
potential
her
ghosts walking
sister
around the
had heard
goddamn
someone
ship.
screaming for help. And then they find out that someone has potentially been killed on the same floor that they're on. I mean, she's understandably very freaked out. She says that she's not even going to leave her room for the rest of the 24 hours. And she's just going to keep her sisters nearby just in case. She doesn't know what's going on. So you have someone on TikTok claiming that someone was potentially killed on their floor, an alleged Carnival letter issued to passengers of that floor advising them that they're gonna disembark earlier than the others. Then you have federal agents showing up to the vessel once it's docked, along with the Miami-Dade County medical examiner. What the hell happened on the Carnival Horizon cruise ship? Just 24 hours before docking, a room attendant had walked into one of the staterooms. A lot of people will call them like maids, housekeepers, room attendant. And there were 3 teenagers staying in this specific room together. You have 18-year-old Anna Kepner. You have her 14-year-old half-brother. So they have the same dad. And then you have her 16-year-old stepbrother. They have no blood relations. Okay, so the stepbrother's mom just married Anna's dad.
Got it. Okay.
The rest of their family are also on the cruise. They have 2 other rooms on the ship. And it was supposed to be this blended family cruise ship. They wanted to make it an annual thing. And then, November 7th, 2025.
Hold on, Chad.
Wait, I could be a
brain.
stupid. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm a slow bitch.
You go ahead and say it. I'm gonna let you go ahead and say it.
Okay, so the stepbrother, his mom is married.
I
to-
was confused as shit about that. Like, how the fuck is there a half brother and a stepbrother? So they have the same dad. So both of those kids are his, I'm assuming. He probably had both of those kids.
No, but he said it's different mom. Well, the dad both of the
So the
man,
same dad but different mom.
So same
hold
dad.
on, let me hear that again one more time.
So this nigga basically had two different women. One kid with that one kid with this one, and then the stepbrother. How the fuck is that one a stepbrother? Oh, because he didn't have. So
Is he not married to that one?
so that stepbrother must be his son.
Dad
Correct.
got 2 wives.
So the stepbrother must be his son. It's the dad's son. Wait, oh my fucking god! Wait, hold on. If the two, no, bro, there's no way I'm this dumb.
Oh,
All right,
let
so
me
the
hear it
two
one more
girls-
time. Well,
Wait,
let me hear it
rewind
one
it.
more
Let
time, man.
let her
Damn.
explain to us. Just
Brother's
explain.
mom, they have no blood. And then you her 14-year-old together. You have 18-year-old Anna Kepner. You have her 14-year-old half brother. So they have the same dad. And then you have her 16-year-old stepbrother. They have no blood relations. Okay, so the stepbrother's mom just married Anna's dad.
Got it.
Okay.
The rest of their family are also on the cruise. They have 2 other rooms on the ship. And it was supposed to be this
No.
blended family
Y'all
cruise
got it?
ship. They wanted to make it an annual.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
only the other two are related.
Yeah,
Him is just like a random motherfucker from a different woman.
right.
But it's like it's not a son to like the dad. Like the dad is not like
Right.
genetically, yeah. It's kind of like just finding a random woman, you know what I'm saying, that already has a kid, and you add him into the family, and is a stepbrother to the other two that are related.
Yeah. Damn, bro, that's crazy. You catch that. Good job, man.
Yeah, good job, bro.
Nigga, I'm
'Cause-
good.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Oh, yeah, hey, call me whenever you want, man. I'm slow.
Well, thanks. And then, November
I don't know
7th,
how the brothers
2025,
responded.
Anna is found by the room
stepbrother?
attendant under the mattress, wrapped in a blanket and covered with life jackets. She had been killed. And the main suspect so far, it appears, might be her 16-year-old stepbrother. And her dad, her stepmom, they're all just being very suspicious. This is the current ongoing case of Anna Kepner and how every single adult in her life is being oddly weird about her murder on this cruise ship.
Shit.
I love you guys, man.
So you just brought a random fuck ass nigga into the family to come and fuck your family up.
We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the Joyful Heart Foundation. They're working to transform society's response to SADV and CA and support survivors' healing with resources like education, advocacy, policy change. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and we would also like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Now, a few disclaimers. Today's episode involves themes of potential essay. Lots of minors are going to be mentioned.
All right,
All of their
go
names
ahead.
are
Just
going to
type
be
it, nigga. I'm about to be
redacted. There
mad
is
as a
also
bitch.
a
Just
very crazy custody battle that's in the works. So please watch with caution
I
and
hate
take breaks
shit
if
like
you
this,
need
bro. This
to.
shit draining
Today's
as
episode
fuck.
is also currently ongoing. I'm sure many of you guys have been following the news, the updates, the
case is still
investigations.
ongoing?
So this is going to be everything we know up until the release date of this episode. For updates past that, you can probably look for a pinned comment. I'm going to try to follow up as quickly as we get more developing news. No one has been found guilty in a court of law
shit
as of right now.
pissing me off.
I mean, these are all just allegations being shared by the police, the news, the media, and then some of them by the parents themselves. So with that in mind, let's get started. May 6, 2025, a message is sent from a woman named Chantel Kepner. Chantel is very important. Chantel is the stepbrother's mom. Chantel.
Okay.
She's the stepmom.
Yeah.
Chantel the
What's the
stepmom.
moms?
Was Chantel on the ship?
Yes, Chantel
Okay.
was on the ship.
Now I
So
get it.
this is 6 months before they get on the boat. Chantel is texting her ex-husband, Thomas. And there's going to be a lot of names, but I'm going to try to make it clear. Thomas, the ex-husband. Now, this text message reads, "Good afternoon. I wanted to give you a heads up that we have a family trip planned from November 2nd to November 8th. We'll be going on a cruise that departs from Miami and stops in Jamaica, Grand Cayman, and Mexico before returning to
Blah,
Miami.
blah.
In order to move forward with the necessary travel documents, could you please send me your current mailing address so that I can send you the passport forms that need to be signed? And I'll include a prepaid envelope for returning them. Thanks in advance, Chantel." Chantel and her ex-husband, Thomas, they share
Chantel.
2 kids together. A 16-year-old son, the stepbrother, and a 9-year-old daughter, She's going to take
for
them
the
both on this cruise. And she wants permission because, you know, that's how custody works. About a month later, the ex-husband, Thomas, he's still not sent the forms back. He just responds, I'm not sure if I'm willing to sign the forms. I'm not okay with my kids going out of the country. Until we can find some common ground and set something up, I'm not okay with them leaving the state. Being that I have not talked to or seen my kids in so long, I will talk to my attorney and see what can be done. Maybe we can agree on something that benefits the kids having both parents in their lives. Chantel will take the kids on the trip anyway.
Damn,
And
she
by the
going
end of
jail.
it, her 16-year-old son is going to be a suspect in the murder of Anna Kepner. Nearly 32 hours
They're
after
both going to
Anna
jail.
Kepner is murdered, Chantel is going to text her ex-husband once more. I need you to call me. It's an emergency. There are apparently 5 main categories for cruise liners. You've got mainstream premium.
Lock her ass up.
Like I told you, I'm not okay with.
Lock her ass up. Nigga.
Now
The
niggas want.
fuck?
Oh yeah, emergency, nigga. Ooh.
No, it's not even funny though, because like I would want to do something like, bro,
man,
I just told you don't
I
take
don't
my
feel
mother.
comfortable. Like man, it's whatever.
There are apparently 5 main categories for cruise liners. You've got mainstream, premium, luxury, ultra luxury,
That's
and
why they're not
expedition.
together, 'cause
Which
she clearly don't
expedition is
listen to
essentially a
nothing.
cruise where you go through the
She
Great
don't listen
Passage
to
and
nothing.
end up in Antarctica or some other remote location. You're not really there for the all-inclusive buffets and the casinos. You're there for the thrill. You're there to jump out of a helicopter and see a penguin. Obviously, price point is going to be one of the main, if not the main thing about choosing which category of cruise liner you're going to end up on. So starting with ultra luxury, think Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection, Seabourn, Silver Sea. It's intimate, perhaps only 200 to
shit look
750
fire at
guests
night,
on a
though.
boat. I imagine a much older demographic. I've actually heard of a lot of people who are like, I'm gonna splurge and go on a honeymoon on one of these ultra luxury yacht trips, like the Ritz-Carlton. And by heard of people, I mean on Reddit. And they say that they regret it because you're just with a bunch of 60-year-old rich retirees and there's no fun. It's just a lot of fine dining.
So that's the most expensive one.
Yes, unless you're chartering a yacht, which is not really a cruise at that point.
How much are those? Do you know?
Yeah, so it really depends on how long you're going to be there. What's interesting about the ultra luxury trips is they never start and end in the same place. So you have to think about travel accommodations from the start position to the end position.
That's weird.
For example, Seabourn, 8-day trip in Japan, and then it ends in Hong Kong.
Huh.
Yeah.
You have to fly back.
You have to fly to Japan, and
That's
then you
a
might
dope-ass
not
cruise,
leave the
though.
same day. So then you gotta find accommodations, and then you have to find a flight from Hong Kong back to wherever you live. It's kind of weird. But for that, it depends on the room. $3,500 to $10,000 a person for an 8-day trip. The Ritz-Carlton is even worse, starting at $11,000 to $12,000 a person for a similar trip. And then a
per
small
person.
step down from that would be
That's expensive
luxury
as
and
fuck.
small yacht cruises. Oceania, Viking Ocean,
Not catching
Windstar.
you no cruise ship.
Again, much smaller ships in general, a huge focus still on the food. Lots of focus on fine dining. These are the
Viking
types of
Ocean?
boats that are going to be like, we have a Michelin star chef on board. A lot of companies in this tier are
I don't
going to
give
try to
a
market
fuck.
the experience
concerts
as
in that
almost like
bitch?
being on your own private yacht. It's very private. Some of these cruise
Yachts
liners,
gotta be the
it's a
biggest waste of
1-to-1 staff ratio, staff to passenger ratio. Then you have the next step down, premium cruise liners. Princess, Holland America, Celebrity Cruises,
Ooh, that
Virgin
shit was fire.
Voyages, which please don't book Virgin Voyages unless, okay, so no, you can, but you should know that from my extensive Reddit researching that I've done as someone who has never been on a cruise, Virgin Voyages has become swingers paradise. It's an adults only cruise line.
Oh,
And-
but some people might be into that.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, don't book it until you kind of know what's going on. Even if you're not into it, I think it could be fun. I'm just saying you should be aware before you get on the boat, and then you just
know
see like a
people in
bunch of
that bitch
upside down
going crazy.
pineapples everywhere, which I believe is the symbol for
Got
swinging.
it.
Yes.
I see.
And then you have the Disney cruises, which are very expensive, much the opposite of Virgin Voyages, child focused, family focused. And then
just say they're not
after
really
that,
Virgins
you've
on
got your mainstream or what they call mass market cruise lines. And these are your Royal Caribbeans, your Carnivals, and each
That
company
shit
has a
was
different
hard.
energy. People say Royal Caribbean is a bit more laid back, but these ships, Royal Caribbean has the mega ships. When you see those pictures of a giant water park
damn.
on the sea, it's a Royal Caribbean most of the time. When you see ice skating rinks in a ship,
But it's
That's
all
Royal
on the ship,
Caribbean. Think about entire Six Flags amusement parks
Chad, we gotta
on a
squad up.
boat type of feeling. However, that's the most fun you're gonna get out of Royal Caribbean. The parties are not gonna be as fun. The casinos are not as hyped. So you're gonna really focus a lot on going down the water slide nonstop for 8 days straight. That's the
were you
point
on
of the Royal
Sharangi?
Caribbean. Now, Carnival is a lot more social oriented. And by that I mean, it's just a party on water. People say Carnival is like going back to a frat party, but being out at sea. And it's very family friendly. The Carnival Horizon, perhaps not as, amenity focused as any other Royal Caribbean ship, it still has a whole water park. Smaller. IMAX theaters, they've got Family Feud live, they have other live performances, and this specific
shit
trip,
looks-
the
that shit
Carnival
looks fire.
Horizon, so the Horizon is the ship name, is going to set sail from Port Miami November 2nd. It's going to be at sea for 6 nights, going to Jamaica, Grand Cayman, Mexico, before finally returning back to Port Miami. All in all, 6 days at sea. I believe 2 of those are sea days. So you have port days and sea days. Port days is like when you're docked at the port in Mexico and everyone can get off the ship. They have activities planned by the cruise ship that you can purchase, or you can do your own thing in Mexico. But you have to make it back on time to the cruise ship or they will leave. They're so
They will
cutthroat
leave,
about this. They don't care if you're a 5-year-old child, they will leave you.
Zana
So
was telling
you've
me
got your
this
sea
shit.
days, you've got your port days. And it appears the very first day at sea is the infamous sail away party. This is like the most anticipated part of the Carnival
shit does look
Horizon.
lit
You
though,
have
right?
everyone on
You
deck.
do.
There is a DJ, there's entertainment, everybody's dancing, everybody's singing, and there is a passenger who takes a video of everyone doing the Cupid Shuffle. And it pans around the deck and you see a teenage girl in a white shirt, black shorts, doing the Cupid Shuffle. This is not really a magnificent video. It's not spectacularly filmed. It's not the most engaging. It's not something that would typically go viral on social media. But it does because you see Anna Kepner dancing, and you see her grandma in pink standing nearby, and by all accounts, it seems like Anna is very much enjoying her time with her grandparents on this ship. One comment
Yeah,
reads,
what are the
"Sweet
odds
baby,
she's
just
right
having
here,
fun with
too?"
her grandparents."
Who were all on the ship besides the 3 kids?
Yeah,
that
okay,
the
so we're gonna get into that. I do need to give you a quick rundown on the family background. 18-year-old Anna's biological parents are Chris Kepner. This is her dad. Anna's dad is Chris Kepner, and this woman named Heather. Heather does not live in Florida with Anna. She does not live in Florida with anybody. She apparently has very little, if any, contact with Anna. And there's quite a contentious relationship between the two. More on that later. But Anna's biological mom is a woman named Heather that lives in Oklahoma. Anna never really sees her. Anna doesn't really interact with her. In fact, Anna seems to have a lot of resentment towards her mom. So she mainly lives with her dad, Chris Kepner. And when Anna is 3 years old, her dad, Chris Kepner, remarries a woman named Tabitha. So this is Anna's first stepmom, is Tabitha. This part is also
Tabitha.
contentious,
Damn, I
but
ain't
it's
heard
been
about
alleged
Tabitha
that Chris
forever.
cheated
I'm
on
hip.
Heather, Anna's biological mom, with their babysitter,
Tabitha
Tabitha.
thug,
To
nigga.
add fuel to that theory, I suppose, is the fact that Chris and Tabitha get married, and they do have a very substantial age gap. And so now Heather moves to Oklahoma. She leaves her biological daughter, Anna, moves to Oklahoma. Anna has a new stepmom. Tabitha then gives birth to Anna's first sibling, half sibling. This is September of
dang,
2011,
breaking that
which
shit
means
down.
Tabitha was very pregnant when she married Chris, actually. Wow. That's Anna's first half sibling. Then 6 years later, Tabitha and Chris have another child, a baby girl this time. So just another recap. Chris and Heather have Anna. They divorce.
Thank
Chris
you.
marries
Fuck.
Tabitha. They have a son. They have a daughter. 2
Okay.
wives, 3 kids though, so far. Then Chris and Tabitha have a pretty nasty divorce where Tabitha gets primary custody of the 2 minor children, but not Anna. She's been Anna's stepmom since Anna was 3 to 16 years old, but she can't get custody of Anna, and Anna's, gonna turn 18 soon, turn into an adult soon. And then Chris remarries another woman named Chantel. Now, Chantel has 3 kids of her own from a previous marriage to Thomas. So these are gonna be Anna's step siblings. She's got an 8
Okay, there's too many kids coming in the picture, man. Hey, man, I understand what's going on, but all these kids, man, let's slow shit down a little bit, man. Hey,
marriage to Thomas. So these are going to be Anna's step siblings. She's got an 18-year-old son named Andrew. Andrew is going to be very important later, but he's not on this cruise ship. I don't even think that Andrew and Anna really interacted much
Chris
because Andrew
passed
stayed
around.
with his dad. So 18-year-old Andrew stays with Thomas. Chantel brings 2 minor children into this relationship. Her 16-year-old son, the main suspect so far, and then her 9-year-old daughter.
Got it. Okay.
So they get married. So this is where the custody gets a little bit complicated. Okay, I'm just gonna give you an overview of all the children, and this is going to be organized in relation to when the children come into Anna's life. You have 18-year-old Anna, her 14-year-old half-brother from Tabitha, her 10-year-old half-sister from Tabitha, and now from Chantel, with no biological relation, she has her 18-year-old stepbrother Andrew, her 16-year-old stepbrother, and her 9-year-old stepsister. And just to clarify, not all of them live in the same house. When you're talking about who lives in the same house, you've got Chris Kepner, the dad, Chantel, the new stepmom. And because remember, Tabitha gets custody of the 2 minor kids,
Yep.
Chris just has Anna full-time. And then Chantel, 18-year-old Andrew, is with her ex, so she's got 2 minor kids.
Yep.
The stepson and the stepdaughter. 16-year-old, 9-year-old.
Yep.
So it's the 3 of them living under one roof.
Got
the
it.
3 kids. But it's a 3-bedroom house. Chris and Chantel, they get a room. Chantel's 16-year-old son gets a room. And Chantel's 9-year-old daughter gets a room. So that's 3 for 3. And 18-year-old Anna is left sleeping in the dining room. She has partitioned it off a little bit to make it a little bit cozier, but it is a dining room at the end of the day. I thought it was going to be more of a dining room. Like, you know how if it's sectioned off with walls on each side and maybe there's an opening into the kitchen? But no, it's like right next to the kitchen. It's more so like a breakfast nook. So in another TikTok, you know, you see bits of this dining room set up, but you have a lot of TikToks that Anna had posted where it does seem like, and this is obviously speculation, but it does appear that perhaps Anna really was excited to get out of the house soon. She was set to graduate high school in May of 2026. So she's 6
this
months
is
away
so
from
fucked
graduating.
up, bro.
She wants to enlist in the Navy. She's already taken a military enlistment test. She wants to join the Navy, become a K-9 officer. And there seems to be a lot of tension. I don't know who the tension is directed towards. There are some reports that she didn't like her new stepmom, Chantel, that she was complaining like, these are essentially strangers that moved into our house. I don't know these people. And now I just have to act like she's my new stepmom. There is that sort of energy.
That's
There
a
is
report somewhere.
Yeah, that is like a basically hearsay report.
Okay.
And then there are TikToks that she herself has posted where she expresses a lot of disappointment towards her biological mom for not being in her life and towards ex-boyfriends, but also just life in general. In one TikTok, it's just a photo slide of 3 pictures. And the first one says, a glow stick has to break before it can glow. You swipe. So I broke, swipe, and now I'm wondering if I'll ever be able to glow again. Another one with the caption reads, having a good heart will only get you hurt in this generation. So it seems like Anna's going through a lot. Some people categorize it as teenage angst, but I will say, I think the people around her, the adults in her life, are pretty shit people. And that's not an implication of guilt. I personally think that they're not great.
Really?
Yeah. November 17th,
I'm
2025,
with you
over
on
a
that.
week after the cruise ship docks in Port Miami, a post starts circulating on X. It's from a man named Martin, and Martin writes, I need everybody's help on this. If you haven't heard this story, then you've been living under a rock. This is my niece, Anna Kepner. She was 18 and was on a cruise ship with her dad, stepmom, and the family members. I cannot stay silent about this matter any longer. The stepmom's son killed her, stuffed her naked, beaten body in a sheet, and stuffed her under a bed and covered her with life jackets, then slept on the bed like nothing happened. He told his mom when no one could find Anna on the ship, so yes, they know who did this, and it sickens me that the father, Chris, remains silent about it. Please pass this on till maybe it gets to somebody that can do something about it. If nothing is done, it will all come out on the 20th. At least, that's what the stepmom has said after threatening family if they talk before they're gonna be banned from the funeral, the remembrance of life for Anna. Please pass this so my family can get closure and the people who did this and lied and stalled to tell the rest of us what happened when it did. Now you just look guilty of a cover-up. Martin Donahue is not just a random nobody. Martin Donahue is Tabitha's brother. And Tabitha was Anna's stepmom from when Anna was 3 years old to 16 years old. I mean, she's been like the primary mother figure in Anna's life. I couldn't find any post of Anna talking about her stepmom specifically or what their relationship was like, but it seems like nothing alarming or contentious about it. I mean, they share half-siblings. Anna shares half-siblings that are Tabitha's kids, and she loves her half-siblings. So it seems like they had a healthy relationship, and this is Tabitha's brother saying something's going on. My niece was killed, and her own biological father is being silent about it.
At this point, isn't the police investigating?
Yes.
So what is he,
I think right when the cruise ship docked and FBI showed up to the ship, a lot of Anna's close immediate family members, they were posting like very vague statements of Anna's passing, just talking about how she will be remembered, how she was Anna Banana, how she was bubbly and wanted to be a K-9 officer and always loved Georgia Bulldogs and wanted to go to UGA. It was
She's from Atlanta?
No, so she's actually from Florida, but she
She want to go to
huge
UGA?
dogs fan, yeah, apparently. But it's just, he's saying it's weird because all of these people are making it seem like something tragic happened on the boat.
Yeah.
When he's like, no, my niece was killed and I'm pretty sure it was her stepbrother that was
Got
on
it.
the boat with her.
So nobody's like fighting for justice for Anna.
Exactly.
Got it.
It seems like a very quiet
the dad.
investigation that's happening.
that's fucked
And now this is just thrusting it into the
That's
spotlight
crazy.
of, okay, so she was killed. I mean, there were some reports that she was found under the mattress, so it was assumed that she had been murdered. But this is the most detailed information that has come out thus far. And there are a lot of weird things about it. Immediately after this post, like 3 days after, Anna's grandparents do an ABC interview. And everyone starts talking about the room arrangements. The room arrangements are very strange. There are 9 members of the family joining the cruise, and you've got 3 rooms. So the first room, you just have the grandparents, Barbara and Jimmy or Jeffrey. He's not as important. Barbara is Mima. This is like Anna's favorite person in the world, it seems like. And she's always posting about her grandma, and she calls her Mima. And Mima has been the more active one in interviews.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I missed this, but are they?
They're Chris's parents.
Got it.
So Chris Kepner's parents, grandma and grandpa, are in one room. So that's 2 out of the 9 family members. Now there are 7 family members left. The second room, you've got Chris, Kepner, and Chantel. And then you have their 2 youngest daughters from separate marriages. So you've got Chris and Tabitha's 10-year-old daughter, and then you have Chantel and Thomas's 9-year-old daughter. So that's 4 of the 9. Now, there's only 3 family members left. You've got 18-year-old Anna, Chantel and Thomas's 16-year-old son, and Chris and Tabitha's 14-year-old son. So
they
you've got
sleep in the
Anna's
same
14-year-old
room?
half-brother and her 16-year-old stepbrother. The
it.
only child not included in the cruise is 18-year-old Andrew from Chantel's previous marriage, who stays with his dad.
Got it.
But everybody else is on this cruise.
So people didn't like this room setup, or?
Yeah, people do not like this room setup. It's a weird. Okay, I mean, when you do look into the room, it's not like they're sharing beds. The room seems like it has 1 bed on the ground and then 2 bunk beds on top. So these cruise ships, they pack people into these rooms. So you've got 1 bed where it seems like Anna probably slept in that bed, and then 2 of the Pullman bunks, it seems like both the boys slept in that one, the 14-year-old half-brother and the 16-year-old stepson.
Okay.
But it's just, I'm not a parent, but I probably would not do the room arrangements like that. It's very weird to have an 18-year-old girl and a 16-year-old boy who have maybe known each other for 2 years, have no like blood relations, staying in the same room. People thought it was very odd. Because, okay, Anna and her half-brother, nobody.
I was just about to say that. I always think like, I feel like a girl should always have her own room, and like everybody else go figure that shit out. But hey,
Yeah.
if you ain't got money and all that, but it's a different situation. But me personally,
Yeah, like it's like you can't have like more boys in one room with a girl, and and they're not even like related.
yeah, like you
like-
just brought them niggas like 2 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
nigga, I don't know these niggas, and they finna move in my room talking about,
Yeah,
man.
like if they were like blood sibling, whatever, like it don't even matter. Like those are your brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like go figure that shit out. You
Like,
feel me?
nigga,
But it's like, dang, 2 random ass niggas.
They better sleep on the couch or something. Shit.
Better sleep on the fucking couch, under the couch, nigga. Fuck.
Staying in the same room. People thought it was very odd. Because, okay, Anna and her half-brother, nobody thinks that's odd. And they grew up together. Whereas this boy, I mean, Anna just met this boy like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I see.
So there is a lot of just weird, and I'm sure there are many healthy family dynamics where this could have worked out perfectly fine, but clearly this was not one of them. So there's just a lot of uncomfort, and a lot of parents have been sounding off in all the comment sections of how they personally would have handled it. And it seems like most parents are in agreement like this would have never happened in their house. You should at least have an adult in there. It almost seems like they put 18-year-old Anna in there as the adult. I mean, I can get really technical with it if you're interested, because I was even trying to take a poll of what a lot of parents in the comments were saying. So the first one was, a lot of people thought either Anna should have been placed with her grandparents. But then the problem that the Kepners would have had is that you can't put a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old boy in one room. You need to have some sort of adult. So it seems like a irresponsible choice from the adults. involved. So it seems like the best solution would have been Anna to be with her grandparents, and then they should have figured something out with the 2 teenage boys. And then the second option would have been that Anna gets her own room, and then maybe the boys are with the grandparents. And then the third option that I saw pulled a lot was like, if you're taking 9 people on a cruise and you're budgeting, you just have to split up. So they were saying you should put Chris Kepner, the dad, with the 2 boys, and then you should put Chantel with the 2 young girls, maybe Anna, and then the grandparents can get their own room. But it just seems like maybe Chris and Chantel were very selfish about the room organization. It was just a weird room organization. No parent really thinks that this was okay.
I see.
Yeah, I think the only parents I see in the comments that are saying, oh, this is perfectly fine, they seem to be from a much older generation. I don't know how that affects it, but it's very interesting. Now, even Anna's own grandma states to ABC,
whatever happened in that room, the only person responsible is the person that was in the room with Anna.
according to Anna's death certificate, Anna Kepner died by mechanical asphyxia by another person. It has been widely reported that she appears to have been held in a bar hold, and this is even reported by her grandmother. This is her theory and hypothesis of how Anna was killed.
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
There were reportedly bruises on the side of Anna's neck. And a bar hold, if you're unfamiliar, is when someone wraps and holds your neck in the crook of their elbow. Anna's grandparents are stating that she was not found beaten. There were bruises on her neck from the asphyxiation, but it's not like Martin Donahue's ex post where it says that she was beaten up. There was evidence of SA and all of these other things. Anna's family is refuting that. They're saying, actually, no, there was no signs of drugs or alcohol in her system. There was no signs of SA, but yes, she was killed, basically.
So it doesn't show she had been
like
saved
she was
on the
choked?
certificate.
The death certificate does not show, but this is not her autopsy.
I see. Right. You're right.
Anna's grandparents, who she's been really close with, I mean, they might have been some of Anna's favorite people in the entire world, and more on that later, but they do an interview with ABC, like I said, days after Martin Donahue's social media post. And the grandma says,
She was found concealed under the bed. I was told that she pulled back the mattress and found Anna. The FBI contacted my son and family and told us her cause of death was asphyxiation.
they said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition. Anna's grandparents further tell ABC News that there were no signs of SA, drugs, or alcohol. And as for the social media conversation of the stepbrother, the 16-year-old stepbrother being the suspects, Anna's grandparents say,
He was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room. But the summation
He's the
would be
only one in there.
that he did something.
Anna's grandma, Barbara, says that she actually sat in on the 16-year-old stepbrother talking to the FBI agents. And he told the FBI agents he doesn't remember what happened. And here's where it gets so weird. Anna is Barbara's biological grandchild. She's known Anna since she was born. And the 16-year-old stepbrother probably entered grandma's life 2-3 years ago, max. But grandma believes the 16-year-old stepbrother that he doesn't remember anything that's happened. She believes him. She says he was an emotional mess. He couldn't even speak. He couldn't believe what had happened. She says about their relationship, they were just like brother and sister. He was a good student, played soccer, very quiet young man. He had demons, I think, in his past that he was trying to deal with those. She ends the interview with a statement.
I hope that we can heal. Whatever happened in that room, the only person responsible is the person that was in the room with Anna.
Why she keep saying that?
Yeah. I mean,
But she says she believes that the brother doesn't know what's going on. What?
That
yeah.
makes no sense.
Now, as for
the
what
fuck?
justice looks like for her, because she's asked that, she says, whatever the law says, I'm not going to advocate for anything more or anything less, and that will be for the courts to decide.
she's
A
protecting
lot of
him and pretending
netizens
that she's
find
not.
it odd that the grandparents sound like they have so much sympathy for this 16-year-old boy that they probably hardly know, and maybe we are just evil, sick people, and we would want this 16-year-old to be arrested. But it doesn't even just seem like, oh, well, he's 16, so we should take that into consideration, but we still need absolute justice for my granddaughter. I want to know exactly what happened and why it happened and how it happened. I want to know everything, and I want to make sure that society is protected from this child who could maybe be charged as an adult. It's not that energy. It's kind of weird. It's just very calm. It's almost like they're both her grandchildren by blood.
Yeah.
But you've only known one of them for like 2 years. And you also say things like he's had demons in his past that he was working through, but you also believe that he doesn't remember anything. It's just odd.
She didn't say what demon?
No.
Okay.
And then also, she's like, he played soccer, he was a quiet kid. I don't know what that has to do with anything. And so netizen comments are reading, they failed her too. Quote, I would be voicing negatively more about the person that killed my granddaughter. I wouldn't be saying he played soccer and he was a quiet and good kid and blah, blah, blah. Another comment
fuck
reads,
about no
anybody
soccer,
else
nigga? Somebody
creeped out
did
by
it.
this entire family? Another comment reads, he had demons in his past that he was dealing with. Why on earth would he be allowed in the same room with Anna, a teenage girl who in reality was not related to him except through marriage of her dad? What a shame for Anna. God bless her soul.
Okay, so I guess my question is,
Yes.
there were two other people, the 16-year-old stepbrother and the 14-year-old brother.
There's a hearsay statement, if you will, but he was not in the room at the time. Anna's grandmother ultimately states, I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room, but I believe to him that is his truth.
He was an emotional mess. He couldn't even speak. He couldn't believe what had happened.
To which people are commenting along the lines of, he couldn't even speak because he was traumatized or because he was exercising his right to remain silent. People also don't like the fact that the grandparents intentionally described them as being just like brother and sister, which people are saying to say that almost indicates that they were not just like brother and sister, not indicating that something nefarious was happening, but like it's a very odd thing to say. Rather than something generic like they got along well, they were adjusting well to being a blended family, they shared the same sense of humor. Chantel, the stepbrother's mom, later in a slightly unrelated court hearing, she does confirm that the FBI they believe that
She's
her
gonna piss me
16-year-old
off.
son is a suspect in Anna's murder.
100%
What does
she's gonna piss me off.
unrelated court hearing mean?
Okay, we're gonna get into this whole court hearing
she
in a
just looks
second,
like she's gonna
but
piss me
Chantel and Thomas Hudson have 3 kids together.
Yes.
Andrew, 18-year-old Andrew, is with Thomas Hudson. Chantel had 16-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter in her care. After the cruise, 16-year-old son is sent to a third party to stay with them. 9-year-old daughter is still with Chantel. Thomas Hudson does an emergency court filing for custody over the 9-year-old daughter. He's like, oh, no, like your stepdaughter died on this cruise ship that I didn't want you guys to go on. And our son is a suspect with the Federal Bureau of Investigations. I want my 9-year-old daughter in my primary custody. So there's this emergency court filing. There's 2 different hearings, and it just becomes half about custody, half about the cruise.
Interesting.
That's why we're getting a lot of information about this cruise when typically the feds are very hush-hush about things. And they're hush-hush. They haven't said anything themselves.
But through a custody
Yes.
battle. Wow.
And it's very likely that it's because the custody battle is happening in Florida that we're getting this much information. Florida has one of the more relaxed laws about family courts and custody battles being public information. So states have like different regulations for that, but Florida is a little bit more open.
Wow.
But it's in this custody hearing after the cruise ship that Chantel is like, I mean, the 3 of them, Anna, my 16-year-old son, and Anna's 14-year-old half-brother, they're like the 3 amigos. That's literally her words. 3 amigos. They're best friends.
Did they all get along?
Yeah, the 3 of them are like the 3 amigos. They're best friends.
That is not what anybody else is saying. Anna has been pretty active on TikTok before her passing, and I think if you go through her TikTok, there's a lot of emotions that she's dealing with, and one of them is clearly about relationships, romantic relationships. One from September 4th reads, she isn't trying to argue, she isn't trying to be sensitive, she isn't trying to overthink, she doesn't mean to blow up your phone, she doesn't mean to ask if you still love her and want to be with her still, she doesn't mean to yell, she's like that because she just wants you to see her side of things. She wants to feel loved and heard, she just wants reassurance to make her feel better. She just doesn't want to lose the man that makes her feel like the happiest woman ever. So it indicates like maybe there was a bad breakup. Another TikTok, Anna writes, even after every breakup, being disrespected, being lied to, being cheated on, being used, getting manipulated, getting played, I will always have a smile on my face and a kind heart. I don't know why I've been through what I've been through, but I can promise you I never deserved it. Am I mad at those people for what they did to me? No. Am I upset? Yes. But at the end of the day, we are all human and we make mistakes. I'm glad that I went through that just because it made me realize that I don't want it in my life. At the end of the day, I pray that one day y'all will learn what y'all did was wrong and don't do it anymore to anyone else because no one deserves to be treated like that. So this
She
is from like
she
a month
mature
before
as
the
fuck.
cruise. However, we don't know which ex this is about or if it's just like general life experience.
So are you saying the 16-year-old, the name is still redacted? Like nobody, like people are not reporting on him?
It seems like everybody who is looking into the case knows the name of all
So
the
you're
kids.
just choosing not to say it until there's like official.
Yeah. Just because it seems from Chantel, it seems that he is a suspect in Anna's murder, but until there are charges and until we know legally if he's being charged as an adult, this is not like a moral decision on my part. I do think that if he is guilty of killing someone, I mean, I think it's fine to use his name, but I think
just to be safe. Got it.
Even Anna's ex-boyfriend's dad, so this is now Josh's dad, has come forward to state, the stepbrother was obsessed with Anna and not in a good way. He says when Josh, my son, Josh and Anna were dating, one time Josh came home and was like, listen, I tried to talk to Chris Kepner, Anna's dad, about how the stepbrother is a creep and he just wouldn't listen to me. I don't know how true this is.
Wow.
This is, just an allegation at this point. And they mentioned that Anna was always terrified of the stepbrother because he carried around a big knife.
Wow.
Now, these are more allegations, and we don't know, but the half-brother of Anna, so this is the 14-year-old that was also in the room, he apparently told Anna's ex-boyfriend later, after the cruise, that the night that Anna was killed, he had gone to the room after dinner, he had gotten changed, and he wanted to go outside to take pictures. So he leaves, he comes back, and the door is locked. So he's trying to come back to sleep for the night. He's not allowed in, but he hears screaming and what sounds like maybe a chair being thrown inside the room is the report. We don't know if this is true.
You heard him yelling at her, like in a harmful way, of like, shut the hell up and stuff like that. Like something was like banging around and stuff, and like the chairs were getting thrown around in the room.
And I assume that this is pretty...
That nigga did it, bro. That nigga fucking did it. Like, why would the younger brother lie about some shit like that? He tried to go back in the room and the shit was locked. Why would he lie about that?
So then what did the little brother do?
I don't know. That's a good question. Why did he say anything? He's 14. He's grown enough.
He's 14. Yeah, he definitely knows something ain't right.
Yeah.
At least he could have been telling stop. Oh, I'm gonna go tell mom, dad. Where was he at? All right, play this joint.
Stuff, and like the chairs were getting thrown around in the room.
And I assume that this is pretty normal behavior for the stepbrother because the half-brother just goes back to the deck. He doesn't call his dad. He doesn't call his stepmom. Whoa. He just goes back to the deck, and I imagine it's because either the parents don't do anything when this type of occurrence happens, or this is a regular occurrence. Because if this is the first time it's happening, you would call somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming the 14-year-old for not doing anything. Like, I'm just saying, this is alarming that this seems to be normal. And then he comes back to the room, and he's let in. He doesn't see a mess. He doesn't see any blood or, like, anything alarming. He doesn't see Anna, so he just assumes that Anna is out of the room with the adults. And it's not like he's sleeping on the same bed as Anna. He's sleeping on a bunk bed. So he just climbs up to his bunk bed and goes to sleep. And Anna is in the same room, deceased, under her mattress. I think that the life jackets were to level out the mattress a bit, and then probably the comforter on top. I don't think that you probably wouldn't see, especially if you're 14. And I don't even know if a regular adult had opened the door, if they just glanced in, if they would be able to notice something would be amiss. It seems like the room attendant was trying to make the bed. So that's
how it was discovered.
Yeah, I don't think it was just like I opened the door and the room attendant is like, oh, I see something, a lump under the bed. I think she was probably trying to make the bed. So I imagine the life jackets were used to level out the mattress.
So this is like the next morning, they were out like having breakfast and someone was cleaning the room.
Exactly.
Wow.
So he doesn't realize until the next morning that his sister is missing. If you are a parent on a cruise, you have a few very important, pertinent jobs. You make sure that your kid gets back on the boat after they leave the port. You make sure you know where your kids are and that they're safe at any given time. And let's throw in a third one. You make sure that they take their med.
Hold on. Or just like make sure everybody's together at the same time when it's like during the day. You're around a bunch of like fucking people you don't know. Why do you even have your kids wandering off, man? Like, I'm sorry, bro. The only time I feel like the kids should just be like, okay, feel free to go wherever, is if never. Like, I can't give you a scenario, bro. Like, they gotta always at least have somebody, dad, mom, like Somebody got to be with them.
Like, she didn't call her daughter. They didn't call her daughter like, hey, is everybody in the room? Like, okay, like something. Nobody called, checked.
Like, and then when we dock, if we dock, and we're in a whole goddamn another, you are damn sure not going alone. Yeah, like, there's no way.
You just gonna wander off. I don't give a fuck. You 18.
Fuck no. I would feel
more. You got a 16 and a 14-year-old around.
I feel more lenient letting them wander off in the boat. But nigga, if they're a certain age, then it's fine. Like, if you're like 15, 16, cool. You know what I mean? Do your shit. But if you assert you're not going out, you're not going nowhere unless I'm with you or your mom.
Facts. Yeah, that's crazy. You would think they would check on at least check up on the kids or something.
Right. These parents are fucking ass. Yeah. Bad RNG, bro. Like, y'all had bad parents, bro.
Concerta at any given time. And let's throw in a third one. You make sure that they take their meds. Concerta and clonidine is a pretty commonly prescribed combination. So Concerta is typically prescribed for ADHD. It's kind of like, I guess, more typically Vyvanse.
Thank you for the 5 subs.
Thank you, babe.
Common names. It's not the same drug, it's different, but it's in that family. And clonidine is for insomnia. So Concerta is like Adderall, it's a stimulant for ADHD. A lot of people report that it's less of a huge up and down. So I know if you've taken Adderall before, you're probably like, oh my gosh, okay, this kid is on Adderall, it could be a little dangerous, but it's not like Adderall, it seems, where the crashes are big. It seems a little bit more of a plateau, but it does keep you up because it's a stimulant. It increases dopamine and norepinephrine in the brain, and of course this interacts with each person differently. And clonidine can be prescribed for a lot of things, including insomnia, which can help with the Concerta. So you've got this stimulant in the morning for ADHD, and then you probably take clonidine at night so that you can kind of release that anxiety and get to bed. And obviously, these medications are going to react vastly different from every single person that takes it. But clonidine can be prescribed for a lot of different things. For insomnia, which can be caused by Concerta, the stimulant. It can also help with sleep, irritability, aggression, sometimes even for tics. So I know a lot of people with Tourette's will take it, or emotional dysregulation, or even hyperarousal. I would say any sort of stimulant and combination of stimulant and relaxers should not be something that you just take when you remember it. I'm not a pharmacist, my sister is a pharmacist, and Anna's 16-year-old stepbrother is diagnosed with ADHD, and so he takes that Concerta, 1 pill a day every single morning, and then he takes the clonidine, a pill a night for insomnia, every single night. This has been, it's seemingly his medication regimen for 3 to 4 years, it seems. Chantel says that during the cruise, she was the one that held on to his medications.
Did you hold on to the medications?
Yes.
Which makes sense. So every single morning, she gives him that Concerta, the stimulant for the ADHD. And then at night, she gives him the clonidine so that he can go to sleep, so that he can emotionally regulate, so that this can relax him. It'll help with his irritability, except the last 2 nights. So the night of Anna's death and the night before, she forgets to give him the insomnia medication.
Did you make sure he took his medications every day?
He took his morning pill every day, and he missed 2 doses of his clonidine at night.
How did we find out about that?
The court hearing for the emergency custody battle. She says the night before Anna's death, he had fallen asleep before needing his medication.
And what do you mean he missed the doses? What happened there?
He went to bed before he got it. He was already asleep.
So he was already asleep. Now, a lot of doctors, I did look into it, they do advise that you don't wake up your sleeping child to give them the clonidine, but you could probably give it to them the next morning, or you can just make sure that they don't skip another dosage. Then the next night, the night of Anna's murder, she states that she fell asleep before giving him his medications. Which again, clonidine is not something you just miss. It's not a take as needed type of prescription. If he already fell asleep, that's fine. And I don't know how frequently you can let that happen. But this is, you need typically, it's not even just a take it once a day. Typically, it's a daily medication that you take at the same time every day. You set an alarm on your phone type of medication. Medical guidelines for the drug read, do not stop taking Clonidine suddenly. It must be tapered gradually over days to weeks to avoid dangerous blood pressure spikes and withdrawal. And even if you are to miss more than 1 dose in a row, you are instructed to call your doctor immediately because you're at risk of withdrawal symptoms. It does a lot of things to your blood pressure. You may need to restart on a lower dose and then work your way back up to your normal dose than just going back at it to avoid cardiovascular and behavioral problems. But
so it's that bad, and you still don't take it serious.
Oh yeah, this motherfucker
Nigga,
mother is shitty.
nah, bro, wait. It's that bad, and y'all on a cruise ship. Nigga, that's my question, nigga.
No,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
because the thing is, like, taking it serious, like, of course, like, you gotta take that shit serious. But if you get to the point where it's like, nigga, y'all, first of all, the husband or the ex-husband, whatever, already told you don't take them kids anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that why you said cruise ship?
Yeah, it's like, I already said don't take them kids anywhere. So now I'm seeing more reason why that nigga don't want them kids to even be anywhere, bro. So it's like, nigga, because like your ass is already irresponsible.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
with a kid that has a situation health wise, nigga. And
like,
you know, bro.
I understand, like, you know, kids, they don't really take medicine serious. Like, because I'm thinking, nigga, you should be able to take them damn medicine your damn self. But it's like, okay, the mom don't they don't trust him to take the shit by himself. So she holds on to it.
Yeah, she's responsible.
And it's like she's responsible to give it to him. And she's not even doing it. Like, she's not even responsible. Like, nigga, you already missed 1 day. And then you let another day slip by. Like, what the fuck? And you know all this. Like, you can't even miss.
Yeah,
you can't even miss
that
an
nigga
hour.
stay in a room with 16 with Anna.
Yeah.
Nigga. Knowing
Like,
that he has that type of condition that if he's not taking his med, that nigga can spaz out.
Yeah, and you let him stay in there with the girl and the brother. Like, what? Good thing the brother. I mean, man, you never know, man. Because if the brother probably knew some shit, you never know what the fuck that nigga could have did right there too.
Pressure, you may need to restart on a lower dose and then work your way back up to your normal dose than just going back at it to avoid cardiovascular and behavioral problems. But Chantal is like, I just fell asleep. And I don't want to speculate, but I do imagine that if the 16-year-old stepbrother is eventually arrested and charged for Anna's murder, and potentially there is a trial where he is even tried as an adult, I would imagine that it's highly likely that the defense attorneys would use this as some sort of argument. Because with Clonidine withdrawal, you're expected to feel high rates of irritability. Your behavioral issues are going to be exacerbated. It's just not going to be a good time. Just like any drug withdrawal, it's not going to be a good time. Does that mean that you're not in the right state of mind and that you are unable to think and make conscious decisions? Probably not, but it seems like something that they would probably use in this hypothetical situation. It's speculated, even by Anna's grandparents, that Anna was killed in that bar hole. And just to mention, even if someone is highly irritable, even if they are going through a drug withdrawal, and I don't know, I think everyone's biology is different, but to kill someone with a bar hold, you are holding on for a very long time. Yeah. To give you an idea, one netizen explains, with no blood to the brain, you're looking at 10 to 20 seconds to pass out. But it would still take another 4 to 5 minutes for serious brain damage or even death. Notably, with these types of chokeholds, where you are physically restraining oxygen from entering a person's brain, consciousness will be regained pretty quickly as you let go. So let's say they fall unconscious after 30 seconds. If you let go, it's more likely that they're going to regain consciousness very quickly and not die. So it's very unlikely that you can choke someone.
Man, sorry for I keep pausing, but this shit's low-key starting to piss me off, nigga. I just thought about this shit. Bro, the dad, right? The Chris nigga? Bro, his own blood daughter is fucking dead. Like, his own daughter is dead. And there's only 3 people in that room. And I'm pretty sure the nigga knows who did it. But you're fucking silent, my nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
You're protecting somebody else. I mean, it's still your kid, but nigga, that's somebody else's kid.
Yeah, I mean, your kid and somebody else's random ass.
Yeah, but nigga, your blood daughter is dead, nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga. There's only 3 people that's in that room. She ain't just off herself, nigga. Like, bro, It can only be 2. The younger nigga wasn't in the room. So, bro, why are you protecting somebody else's kid? Nigga, man, if you don't say something, bro, like it doesn't make sense, nigga.
Nigga, but I don't even. It don't even make sense.
I just thought about like that nigga is really silent, bro. Like you know who the fuck did it, bro.
Like you have 2 people that are not with their original partners.
I ain't gonna lie though.
That come together and try to raise.
I'm not even trying to defend this shit, but that nigga could be experienced like denial, bro. Like that nigga
For
probably.
How long?
That nigga. Wait, when did this happen?
Nigga, how long you got?
2 months ago.
Nigga, how long you got? Because they said this shit is still going on. Wait, it's still going on investigation. Because she said in the beginning that this shit's still going on investigation.
Niggas be going through denial, bro. Like he probably in his head has mapped out some shit to where he feels like she was murdered, like by somebody else, not even the little boy,
bro.
Like not even his girlfriend's kid, because he's been around these niggas for 2 years, and he's probably thinking like, oh, there's no way he would have done that. He's probably mapping shit out in his head, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Shit, I don't know what type of denial
but that
nigga,
be,
bro.
Because that shit even happens with people. That shit even happens with people. Like if your loved one dies, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
bro, there's some niggas that literally don't mourn. Like they're so in shock and so in disbelief that they don't mourn for like sometimes years, bro. They take months for shit to hit them, bro. This nigga probably is not even. He's either in denial or he's going through so much shit that he's so in shock that he's not saying shit. So in disbelief that he's not saying shit. It's only been 2 months. Bro, this nigga probably went through the funeral and everything. That shit fucked him up probably, bro.
They said there was warning sign. Keep watching. Okay. Play that.
There was warning signs?
Conscious after 30 seconds, if you let go, it's more likely that they're going to regain consciousness very quickly and not die. So it's very unlikely that you can choke someone for 30 seconds and then they die, unless there's some sort of pre-existing condition already there or other circumstances we don't know about. It's technically possible, but usually not. It's going to take like 5 minutes. Another interesting detail to note is everyone kind of gives this vibe that the 16-year-old boy is, some tabloid news articles have described him as having a baby face, as being a very meek, young-looking little boy. In an email from Chantel to her ex-husband, the stepbrother's dad, Thomas, she writes that their son wants to start doing jujitsu. So she's gonna look into that. I don't know if he started. And she also, in another text message thread, after she takes their kids to the hospital, Chantel informs her ex-husband that the stepbrother is now 5'8". And just to give you more, I guess, color to the whole picture, further messages show Chantel sends Thomas the 16-year-old son's report card. So she's sending Thomas both of the minors' report cards for the 16-year-old son and the 9-year-old girl. And Thomas responds, and we can't see the report card, it's just attachments. So these are screenshots. Okay. Thomas Hudson, in this emergency custody court filing, he drops like 100+ page document. And half of it are just text messages between him and Chantel back from 2024 and leading up to just like a few weeks ago, weeks after the murder of Anna Kepner.
Okay.
So he's like using this all as proof of like, I need to have custody of the 9-year-old daughter. Here's all of our text message exchanges. This I've never really seen happen in a lot of cases, because you'll find out after, usually the indictment is when you get a lot of information. And then you're going into trial. There's a lot of court hearings. There's other news. There's the investigators will talk. They'll do interviews. And that's how you gather information before a trial starts. But this is so bizarre to have text messages this early on in an investigation where someone has not been charged nor indicted is pretty rare.
Interesting.
So there's a bunch of text messages and it's just screenshots. So we don't see the attachment. We don't see the 16-year-old son's report card. But if you see Thomas's response, it's interesting. He says, what can we do with our son? I'm glad his grades are passing, but attendance and no respect? Have you talked to him? So it seems like the notes on the report card say he has attendance issues and no respect. Chantel responds, according to his teachers, there have been no concerns about respect or behavior. His grades are good and most are close to B's. I haven't received any reports indicating an issue. Thomas responds, in his report card, it says it in the notes, along with his attendance and number of other things. That's why I asked. To which Chantel responds, please reread the report card. It notes that he is very respectful and there's nothing negative stated about his attendance. I've already discussed with him the importance of keeping up with his homework. So we don't know who's lying, who's misreading, who's
Very
misinterpreting. Yeah. Thomas doesn't respond for 2 days, and then it's about an unrelated matter when he finally does. But it would appear that if anything,
Why
the
would a dad
16-year-old
lie, though?
stepbrother has the physical capabilities of killing his stepsister. We just don't know if he did it.
took jujitsu.
Chantel states later that the last time
That
she
shit
personally
teaches you all
saw
about
Anna
submission.
Kepner was the night before. She says this is around 6:30, just before
Yeah, bro,
7,
pause
and
this.
quote, they were all headed back.
Sorry about that. But this little boy has been planning this shit for months. You took jujutsu, bro. If you take jujutsu, all you need really is a month. No, not even a month, probably weeks, bro. And you'll be lethal as shit. Bro, you after like 3 weeks, I'd say 3 weeks of training in jujutsu, you're actually lethal. Like, you know some shit that could literally take out people, bro.
That's like self-defense and
Yeah, but
It's
that,
submission. It's
and all that
well,
shit,
all
right?
martial arts is supposed to be
I
self-defense.
mean,
All martial arts is self-defense, but what jujutsu teaches you is locks and shit, submissions, how to counter
like, how to
shit.
make niggas tap out
Yes.
and shit.
Yeah, you take 2-3 weeks of that, you're gonna be lethal. Like that, jujutsu is probably one of the most lethal martial arts shits. But yeah, you play this.
yeah, for anger management, it's like they to help him control himself.
Yeah, it's like self-control.
Yeah, it's more for self-control, and for him to use that as a weapon, to weaponize that to kill her.
Yeah.
I feel like it's. I just think it's more to his like his mental health.
He's been planning this
condition.
shit. He's been planning this.
I'm thinking about more like I'm not thinking about as like he planning it. I'm thinking more like as
Like
his
his mental
health,
shit just
yeah,
took
mental health condition that is like he didn't take his pills and all that stuff, whatever, and then now he playing that old jujutsu, whatever, with her that like it's I don't know, his mental,
I
whatever.
mean, because
it
look, what are
kicked in.
the odds? What are the
Yeah.
odds he puts her in that lock? And he
No,
wants to do this, bro.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like he put her in that lock, but he probably was like in a state of shock, wherever when he did it. I don't know. That's just my assumption that when he did it was in a state of shock that he just held tight and didn't even think of letting go. Because
But the-
4 to 5 minutes of holding somebody in a chokehold, like that's
Like,
crazy.
You want
That's
that nigga
intentional,
dead.
though. No, that's
Yeah,
intentional.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if somebody's having you in a lock that long, you're intentionally trying to kill. Like, there's no like, oh, maybe I should let go. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but-
not
but
no
I'm saying, like,
blackout.
But I'm saying like the medicine that they say he's prescribed for, it
No, I know
seems
you're
like
saying.
it's something that it's like it's very intense. That's like if
Yeah,
you don't
it's like it
take
helps him
this,
keep calm
it
and
can,
shit.
it can make you lose control. That's like when you put somebody in the headlock, you will not be thinking to like put them in the chokehold for that long. You know
No, I
what I'm
don't
saying? You
think- I
probably
don't
do
think
it for
that
like
med-
to play around because
No, I think he
having
still
an
has the
anger
ability.
issue.
He still has that ability to decipher what right from wrong. That's what she said. Like,
I
nigga,
know
you,
she said
you,
she's not sure. She said she just like assuming that you wouldn't like as a human being you would have a conscience to not kill somebody like
not wanna
yeah, but it's like she don't know because it's a medical situation. She don't know what he's like, so there's a chance that you might not know. He might not have full control of himself when he's in that anger moment because he didn't take the medicine that he needs to take. So that's what I'm thinking that probably happened.
No, but they said the little brother told her ex-boyfriend that he heard them niggas
Yeah,
arguing or something.
yeah.
So it's like I don't think niggas,
even though uncle was like, yo, nigga, that little
was
nigga is
funny.
weird. That little nigga is weird. Like he's got a weird, like, bro.
Yeah.
I think this shit is planned because of just what Akeem said. And the nigga wanted to take jujutsu, and the same thing he took classes for, he used that to kill his victim.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
bro,
I'm saying. Like blackout.
It's too much shit. It's too much shit that lines up. It's not
like
just
when you're
blackout.
angry,
But
like,
the
when
uncle
you're
even
angry, you
said
can
that
black
nigga's
out,
weird.
bro.
The uncle said that nigga's weird.
I mean, most of the time, like if you taking meds, like intense meds like that, it's like I don't know. There might be a medical situation that might make you look like you're weird. Like you get what I'm saying? That might make you seem like you're weird, even though he's just a normal guy. Because he's always chill, relaxed.
Yeah.
But whenever he get angry, it's bad.
Honestly,
So that's
we
why
need
they
to
have
know-
that to keep him under control.
Yeah, we need to know his side effects if he doesn't take his medicine. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
because he could
happens
be
to
really
him
bad. Yeah.
if he doesn't take his shit.
I mean, she told the side effects.
Because one time he didn't take the medicine and that happened, and they've been together for more than 2 years. You
High
get what I'm
blood
saying?
pressure is,
That one time.
Oh,
Because she
no,
said
but
that's
yeah,
the
she
one
said high
time.
blood pressure.
high blood pressure and withdrawal symptoms.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
that's-
think like blacking out to that extent is a fucking withdrawal symptom though.
Yeah, somebody said something about like he be carrying around a knife and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he be carrying around knives and shit. Like, bro, that nigga is actually weird. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah,
more
that-
to
yeah,
it.
that
Than
part is
I think
crazy.
it's more to it than ADHD, bro. That nigga is actually. Now the anger has got definitely something to do with it because he missed it. But I think it definitely contributed. But I think this nigga already had it in his mind, bro. I'm telling you, there's no way he didn't.
I mean, but he probably definitely does have. I mean, the
I just think that shit helped him. I
he
think
walking around with a knife.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
think
big
that
ass
shit. Just,
knife at that.
I think that shit just
That
helped
nigga
him
remind me
do
of
it.
Mason, bro.
Man,
That nigga also has the same situation. Like he crazy, but when he don't take his meds, he's always like on some wild ass shit and end up getting locked up every fucking day because he can't control himself. He's like he's out of control.
She says this is last time she personally saw Anna Kepner was the night before. She says this is around 6:30, just before 7, and quote, they were all headed back to their room as far as I know.
Do you know whether or not was present in the room as well?
They all were headed back to their room, as far as I know.
So she's indicating that Anna's half-brother, and the stepbrother are heading back to their room. And here's why I think this is weird. Chantal also states that her room is across the hall from the teenagers' room. She sees them all head back to the room, and then she herself goes back to her room at 7:30 p.m. She does not go check up on the teenagers. She doesn't even give her son the medication.
Like,
She just
come
goes
on,
to
man.
sleep.
Fuck out
And she
my
doesn't
face.
hear any sort of screaming, any sort of tumbling noises, no chairs being thrown like the half-brother reported that he heard. Even the
how can you
TikToker,
be
her
comfortable
sister
with that?
reported hearing screams of help, but Chantal doesn't
Just feel
hear
comfortable to
anything.
just
She just passes out for the
lay
night.
back.
Anna's grandparents have since come out to do their own interview, where Anna's grandma says,
We had dinner. Anna wasn't feeling well. She just said, Mima, I think I'm going to go back to my room for a little bit. And she must have felt better because she got dressed up. She came down. We were playing in the casino. She didn't win anything.
Bro,
And
this
she
is
said,
so fucking
Mima,
sad,
I love
bro.
you guys. I'll see you later. And we never saw her again after that.
so you got Chantel's story where she's saying, I saw my son, I saw Anna and her half-brother all go to the room together, and then I went to sleep. And then we have grandma saying, oh, at the dinner, Anna left because she wasn't feeling well. And then later, we saw Anna in the casino because Anna's 18, she can be in the casino, and she was just hanging out, and then she left before we did. That's the last time we saw. Both of those things could be true. None of those things could be true. It's just a little bit different. So did Anna go back alone because of her braces, or did they all go back together? We don't know. Anna's grandpa says the next morning after all of this, he's out there grabbing bingo cards. He's starting the morning with bingo cards. And he hears over the loudspeakers that there's a medical emergency in the stateroom that Anna is staying in. So he starts freaking out, and the rest of the family, they already seem to know that something isn't right because they're eating breakfast. Grandpa's not at breakfast, apparently. He's getting bingo cards. Everybody at breakfast is like, where is Anna? Where is Anna? And the half-brother is like, I don't know. I didn't see her when I went to sleep last night. Everyone's like, we haven't seen Anna. We haven't seen her when we woke
fuck
up.
you.
The half-brother's like, I didn't see her when I woke up. I thought she was coming. I thought she was already out here somewhere. So they start freaking out and they start searching the boat for Anna, but they don't go back to the room to search for her. So it might be because maybe the half-brother had indicated he didn't see her that morning, so that makes sense to not search that. And I guess you might be more scared of other people on the boat, other strangers on the boat, like creepy, older predators on the boat perhaps, than someone in the room. So they start searching this boat. I don't know where they go, but they hear the emergency intercom for the medical emergency because the room attendant had gone into that room to make the bed and to clean up, and she finds Anna's body. So they all run back to the stateroom where the teenagers are staying, and that is where Anna is found. Anna's grandma says that she just keeps screaming. She says, I couldn't stop screaming. We don't know really anything else. We don't know the exact time that Anna got back to the room last night. We don't know the time that the stepbrother went back into the room. We don't know when Anna's half-brother went back into the room. We really don't know anything. But if
Is there
you
cameras?
I was just
there
about to
are,
say
and it
that.
seems like something I imagine.
I was
the
just
kind
about
of
to say
information
that
will be
too,
easy
bro.
for the FBI to determine and verify. But it's very odd that everybody's description is like a little bit different.
Yeah.
And again, they could all make sense and they could have all been true. Maybe we're just not getting it. Maybe it's not explained in a way where it feels as cohesive as it could be.
And you said this, nobody has been arrested. And this happened like, what, weeks ago?
November 7th. Months.
Whoa.
Yeah. There are speculations as to why. Like really crazy speculations.
I'm keeping
Big
up with this case,
theories. Conspiracies. I would
Oh,
say,
fuck.
which we'll get into. Because you'll see once I read you
gotta
more
see
text
the video.
messages, it's a little weirder.
Yeah.
And the reason that we know so much about this investigation so far, because it probably would have been just radio silence up until this point, is because of the custody hearing. The 100+ page court filing that was done by Thomas Hudson against Chantel Hudson, and the fight for the 9-year-old girl that is right now in Chantel and Chris's care. And there's this very revealing text message inside of this entire document where Thomas Hudson last year had texted Chantel, "I kept my mouth shut when you told me that you can't jeopardize your marriage for helping your son." And it seems like they're referring to the 16-year-old boy, the 16-year-old son.
What could that mean?
I don't know.
What?
What does he mean? That nobody knows. They have these very splotchy text message exchanges where they're talking about something very serious and then they won't talk to each other for a month and then they'll be messaging each other about something completely unrelated. Whether they have phone conversations to fill in the gaps, I don't know. Thomas Hudson alleges that he has not been allowed to have input in any of the minor children's lives, which has negatively impacted their kids. He states now the stepbrother is, quote, "The 16-year-old child is now a suspect in the death of the stepchild during the cruise." Then it continues on a later page, "The 16-year-old's future has been put in jeopardy because of the choices made by the respondent, Chantel." Thomas Hudson believes and states that now the youngest child, their daughter, is, quote, "at immediate risk of abuse, abandonment, or neglect." However, Chantel is arguing the opposite, that Thomas Hudson is a very bad person to place minor children in the care of, stating that the children themselves have been terrified of him since even beginning of 2024. Her attorneys argue at a recent hearing that at one point Thomas had trackers on the kids. He came to the minor children once yelling and screaming at them to get their ass out and come see him. Quote,
"He arrived at the respondent's residence and started screaming and yelling to the other 2 minor children to get their ass out there to come and see him. He was very vulgar and rude with them. And so there was a natural fear that these children had about going there."
Chantel and her attorney allege that if anyone is alienating any of the children from their parents, it's Thomas. That he has not allowed Chantel to have any access to their eldest son, Andrew, who is now 18 years old, by the way, but he was 17 for the longest time. She claims that they were not allowing her to see him. Chantel's attorney argues Thomas is in violation of the very agreement that he's accusing mom of being in violation of. You cannot ask to hold somebody in contempt of an order that they're not themselves in compliance with. But more than that, both of them have agreed to place the 16-year-old son in the care of a third party. So Chantel argues, how can their daughter be in danger from her 16-year-old brother if he's not even in the house anymore? About a month after Anna's murder, Chris and Chantel walk into the courthouse for this custody hearing holding hands. Chris's daughter Anna had potentially been murdered by Chantel's 16-year-old son.
That's crazy.
The attorney for Thomas Hudson, the stepbrother's biological father, so this is
Thomas.
Thomas. The attorney states in short, Your Honor, in this case, obviously, it is our position that the youngest child is at risk for a number of reasons. As the court is aware through the pleadings, there's a young lady who's passed away. That matter is still under investigation. That was not my client's child, but the stepchild of the mother in this case. And the remaining 16-year-old is now a suspect in that case. So this is how we figure out that the 16-year-old is a suspect. The FBI doesn't tell us. The court hearings tell us. The mother took the children both on a cruise against my client's wishes.
In this case, the mother took the children both on a cruise against my client's wishes. There's indications that because they were in international waters, may have been engaging in activities that they normally couldn't engage in while they were in the United States properly being supervised.
The attorney accuses, or rather insinuates, that Chantel let the children drink on the cruise, stating there's indications that they may have, because they were all in international waters, may have been engaging in activities that...
So that nigga... Dang.
Excuse me? You let them niggas drink?
What, did she?
Nigga, there is a 14-year-old boy.
And a 16-year-old. No, 16-year-old, right? And a
16-year-old boy.
Wait, what?
And a fucking 14-year-old.
Why would he think that? Hold on.
Or rather insinuates that Chantel let the children drink on the cruise, stating there's indications that they may have, because they were all in international waters, may have been engaging in activities that they normally couldn't engage in while they were on the U.S. properly being supervised. To which Chantel and her attorney argue,
We believe, and I think we filed that in our response, that there's no emergency that exists.
It's just a speculation. It's
I think
not.
he's just accusing her because
yeah.
he wants to get the 9-year-old to on his side.
Yeah.
Cause nigga, that is insane. A fucking 9-year-old, even a 16-year-old is like fuck. But a 9-year-old, my nigga,
That's crazy as fuck.
Nigga, you can't drink till you're 21.
I know, but it's
And
like,
that's like,
bro,
if you put that in perspective, that's really fucking crazy.
yes.
Nigga, what the fuck?
I think we filed that in our response, that there's no emergency that exists. There was an incident on the cruise ship.
like, what does this have to do with anything? Which is kind of like the understatement that everybody has a distaste for. But they continue. The Federal Bureau of Investigations is investigating that. There have been no arrests made yet, but since my client, Chantel, were advised that the stepbrother was the suspect in this after he was released from the hospital. So this is when we're finding out that after they disembark, he immediately is put on a psych hold or some sort of psychiatric evaluation in a hospital. And then he's placed in the care of a third party. And not only did that happen, but mom contacted dad and dad signed an agreement to say that the child would be placed with a third party, thereby removing any risk of danger to any of the other children in the house. So that has been resolved. At this point, we're not sure what the FBI is going to do, whether he's going to be charged federally or whether they're going to turn it over to the state. So this seems like there's likely going to be an arrest made, the way that they're phrasing it. I feel like if they were more confident that he was potentially not guilty, the word usage would have been much stronger. Like, everyone's a suspect, doesn't mean anything, okay? But instead it's like, we don't know if he's gonna get charged federally or in state. It's
So
kind
he
of like,
gonna get
okay, we're
charged
getting a little bit of information of how this case is being handled behind the scenes, and it seems like you know something might happen soon. Chantel also disputes the idea that the children were drinking alcohol, stating,
Do you know if the children, based on being in international waters, could I drink alcohol?
No,
You don't know?
no, they didn't. They're not old enough.
she's asked about Anna, who's 18.
What about Anna?
I don't know.
I think, okay, I don't know if I'm
was
reading too much
drinking.
into it. I just
She
think
was
it's
drinking.
weird because Anna's family have already come out to say that there was no alcohol in her system. So why don't you just say no? Or why don't you just say, no, there was no alcohol in her system? Or not that I know of, but just like, I don't know. It just gave me, I don't know, Anna's crazy. And my boy is not. I know he was not drinking.
I see.
Because then she's asked again, were you aware that the children were gambling at some point?
Weren't you aware that the children were gambling at some point?
Well, Anna's 18, so I know she was in there at one point in time, but the other kids were not.
You're sure that the other kids were not gambling?
I'm sure the other kids were not gambling.
Which again, I am, if anything, a
How
nitpicker
sure
at
are
the end
you?
of the day.
Wait,
I mean,
yeah,
you did forget to give the nigga his medicine. So how sure are you?
It sounds like she trying to protect hers.
Yeah, she
and
trying to
just-
protect her. She just
and
throwing
just throwing Anna under the bus.
Under the bus, huh?
Yeah, that. Yeah, I mean, she's grown.
So she's trying to protect that.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to protect that little nigga.
Because in reality, because
Why am I not
18, you still can't gamble, right? You gotta be like 21 to gamble, right?
I don't know.
I think
You
so.
can-
actually.
Yeah, you can be in the
I
casino.
think you gotta be like,
walk around.
you gotta be like 21 to step on the floor, like to be at the tables.
Yeah, nah, I think in general, like you can walk around and look at games and stuff, but you can't sit and play. Like you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
be like 21 to
Yeah.
play. Well, I don't know if maybe just
Yeah, I
Vegas
think
is
you have
like-
to
I think
be 18.
it's at the tables. I think that's what you're talking about. Like you have to like to play at the tables, you got to be 21.
You sure? But I go to the casino.
Not
like,
sure.
man, if you're not, is anybody over the age of 21? If you're not, you got to dip.
Okay, it's
And
a
it'd be like
18.
the games.
It's
It
a
might be
18
different.
there,
It might be
but
different in Vegas.
I think it depends on what game you're playing. Like you said, like at the tables is more probably like older, like 21, like Devontae said.
Yeah,
But
18 to
like,
be there and 21 to play. Yeah, that's what I know.
yeah,
At least for
21 to
Vegas, I don't know if it's different. But it's like she's trying to throw her under the
I'm
bus.
telling you though, this woman's gonna piss me off. I already knew from the get go she looked like the type of person that would just piss me off.
Yeah, she do.
think it's straight kids
Like,
part.
she just look like a Karen, bro. Like a Karen. Y'all know what a Karen look like? Y'all like she just has this vibe
Like
to her.
she has that face of like
I don't know why. Like I read the aura and it's like I'm not liking it.
yeah.
I'm not liking it.
It's like one of those pissed off school bus drivers.
Yeah,
She just got that
Like
phase
she's
where they
not
just want to
she's
piss
not
you off.
crying, nothing. She's just
She
I don't want to be here.
She tired of driving the bus.
Yeah. I don't know. That's weird though.
It's not gambling.
Which again, I am, if anything, a nitpicker at the end of the day. Okay, some people pick and choose their battles. I like to nitpick, and when it comes to these things, this is not an insinuation of guilt or innocence, but the way she talks about Anna feels very, well, that's not my child, she's 18. It's just weird. She just overly emphasizes that Anna is 18 and she was in the casino. It just gave me a very unsettling feeling. Her attorney asks her, Anna was 18,
she has an
correct?
attitude.
Correct. She was an adult? Correct. And was she given the option of staying in another room? All three of the kids were. And that room would have been with grandma and grandpa. Correct. And they didn't want to do that. No, they wanted to stay together. Which again, I don't know how that would be feasible because if Anna leaves the room, then you don't have an adult in the room. And that could have posed a problem. Thomas Hudson gets on the stand. So this is the boy's father. And he states that he never prohibited their eldest son from calling Chantel. The eldest son did not want to talk to Chantel. Quote, he has his own phone, and I've always left that up to him if he wants to call her, talk to her, or anything. Now, Andrew, the eldest son, becomes very pivotal in all of this for a few reasons. The attorney asks Thomas Hudson to describe an incident where Chantel and Chris allegedly kidnap Andrew and choke him.
What?
The attorney states, Andrew, will testify about the restraint that happened by Mr. Chris Kepner and by Chantel. Basically, they held him in the back of the seat. Christopher Kepner had reached back and had his head pinned against the back of the headrest, and there's photographs to show neck damage.
Wait, Andrew testified? What is happening?
Andrew does testify. He gets up on the stand, and he is 17 when Chantel and Chris get married, and they move in together. Chantel is trying to take all three kids with her. But Andrew's 17 and he bargains with his mom. He's like, I want to stay back because not only are you just moving in with this like man and all of his kids, I want to stay in the high school that I've been going to with the friends that I'm about to graduate. I'm a senior. Like, this is crazy for me to move to a different county right when I'm about to graduate. So he convinces Chantel that he's going to stay with Thomas. And then eventually, I think at one point, he explains to Chantel that even after graduating high school, he might want to stay with his dad. And that is when, according to Andrew and Thomas, shit hits the fan. He's asked, how did your mother respond to that? This revelation that you want to stay with your dad even after graduating high school?
She said that this is what she was afraid of and that this is why she didn't want me staying over here.
Fast forward to the incident on April 22nd, 2024. Do you roughly remember that day? Andrew says, yes. What happened on that day?
I was called up to the front office and I originally didn't know what was going on, so I came up without my stuff. I realized my mom was there to pick me up, so I had to go back to my classroom and grab my stuff. And when I walked out to the car with them, they asked for me to give them my phone, and they powered off my phone and then told me...
Let me stop you right there. Did you have any knowledge or idea that your mother was going to school to get you on that particular day? No, sir. Were you surprised that you saw your mother? Yes, sir. Was Christopher Kepner there as well? I don't remember if he was in the office at the time, but he was in the car. He says once he gets into the car, they take his phone, they power it off because he has Life 360, which means his dad can see his location in real time. But if the phone is off, you cannot see the location. Andrew says,
I was going to try to text my dad, but I couldn't because they had my phone. I couldn't communicate with anybody.
He's asked, did you want to go with your mother and Christopher Kepner on that day? No, sir. Was that against your will? Yes, sir. Which again, I have a lot of reason to trust Andrew, not just because Andrew is stating it, which I do think that I should trust that to a great degree, but also because there are emails from Thomas Hudson to Chantel that read, I don't think you understand what you put him through, referring to Andrew. I was hoping we were making steps in the right direction. Of course he's comfortable to go with me, but not with people that forcibly took him against his will. Chantel does not immediately refute this over the messages, and Thomas continues to say that it's very hard for Andrew to spend time with his siblings. It's already hard enough for Andrew to see you, who he feels very uncomfortable with because you, his mom, basically tried to kidnap him, but he definitely doesn't want to see Chris, who also tried to kidnap him. And like, what the hell does Chris have anything to do with it? Chris has nothing to do with Andrew. Thomas writes to Chantel, I meant Chris being there in general is what Andrew doesn't want. It's rough enough on him with you there. So they're arranging for the three siblings to hang out. But, you know, Thomas is saying Andrew doesn't really like seeing you. He definitely doesn't like seeing Chris. So it's just rough. Why does Andrew dislike Chris so much? The attorney asks Andrew in court, so what happened once you were in that vehicle and they took your phone? I gave them my phone, they powered it off. They told me where I was going, that I was going to start school over there, which was against everything we've talked about. I told them, no, I wasn't. And when we tried to come to a stop, I had tried getting out. What was your intention of trying to get out of the vehicle once it came to a stop? Trying to get out of the vehicle so they couldn't take me away from everything. And then what did Chris Kepner do at that point?
They had held me against the seat, and he put his arm around the back of my neck, holding me up against the front seat. She held me there as well.
He's in the back seat,
Does
and
this
they
sound like parents to y'all,
Put
man?
his like head up against the front seat headrest.
they were also in the back.
These niggas are some fucking drug lords.
Nigga.
These niggas are some weirdos.
First of all, you took the kid against his will. The dad said, he already said, nigga, no, don't touch my kid. And you guys went to go pick the nigga up and said, nah, nigga, you gonna go to my school or the school where we stay at. Like, nigga, the nigga wanna be with his dad. He don't wanna be with y'all crazy asses.
That's crazy, bro.
Man. And it's like,
I
bro, what?
fucking, bro, I knew, what's her name, Tabitha?
No, that ain't that. That's Chantel.
Chantel.
Yeah, that's Chantel.
The one, Chantel and Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
So Chris is the one that pinned his head also.
Yeah, he pinned him against the.
Bro, see,
somebody that's not even your kid.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. See, when you have two motherfuckers like that are not with their like original partner, bro, there gotta be something weird about them why they not with their original partner, bro.
That's Chantel's son, right?
Yeah, that's Chantel's,
that's Chantel's son.
But
his
the
dad
husband, the ex,
the one that said don't take my kids nowhere because like, he's not trying to sign like papers to let them.
So Andrew stayed with his dad.
I ain't gonna lie. I knew there was something up with Chantel, bro.
Man, there's definitely
there's something wrong up with her from day one when the nigga told her not to take them kids nowhere on no cruise ship.
But she definitely she ain't
abiding by hard-headed.
She's not abiding by the law. She's not a law-abiding citizen.
I ain't gonna lie.
And that shit went wrong.
Did she go to jail? Let's play this joke.
We got a problem.
I ain't gonna lie. All the shit she doing, man.
I hope she went to jail.
I ain't gonna lie. You gotta do some type of shit.
Man, lock all of them up.
Jail.
Chris, nigga.
I mean,
put him behind the fucking bars.
She might not go to jail, but
nah, fuck that. Jail.
They definitely gonna take the kids away from her.
Jaile. Jail. My nigga.
They all gotta go. This nigga out here choking somebody else's kid. Like, nigga.
I think Devontae, I think that's probably the reason why that nigga Chris ain't saying nothing about his daughter dying, bro.
And that's what
because he into some shit.
I'm trying to be nice to him because his daughter's dead, but it's like, bro,
well, that nigga
you
clearly
doing weird shit.
No, that nigga's weird. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna fart in his motherfucking face if I see him ever. I'm gonna jump, do a fucking flip.
I'm sorry, but I don't trust niggas that wear these glasses, bro. I'm sorry if your dad wear this type of glasses, but I don't trust niggas that wear these glasses. I just don't, bro.
No bullshit.
That nigga hiding too much shit.
Yeah, I ain't never seen his eyes the whole time in this video.
Right, bro. Haven't seen his
never seen that nigga eyes.
Eyeball.
She held me there as well.
He's in the back seat, and
she looks like a lizard. Like
put his
there's some type
head
of
up against the front
on.
seat headrest.
They were also in the back seat.
They had gotten out.
Oh,
seems.
Wow.
Was your mother still in the front seat, or did she go to the back seat?
At that time, she had crawled to the back seat and started holding me.
And then Christopher Kepner, what exactly did he do with his arm?
He put his arm around my neck, and pushed me up against the front seat.
And did you remain conscious the whole time, or did you black out?
I believe I blacked out once or twice on the way over there.
This is, I mean, eventually he does make it back to his dad's, but Chantel says that's not at all what happened. Chantel's version of the story is, I mean, Andrew was just being dramatic. He jumped out of the car because he wanted to be with his girlfriend that, you know, goes to that high school. And this is like a boy in love. It's not an abusive, violent situation.
Who jumps out of the car for no reason?
In an email from Chantel to Thomas, she's trying to invite Andrew, their eldest child, you know, to SeaWorld with the other kids. So he's like, the younger, minor kids want to go to SeaWorld and they want their older brother there. And I don't know why this irks me so much, but it does. Chantel responds, we have church tomorrow. If Andrew truly wants to see Redacted Unredacted, we will be at Aquatic next Saturday and we'll gladly give him a ticket in. I don't know why. It's like, that's your son. like gladly give him a ticket in. It's just weird. Her energy is just weird. And Thomas is so much more focused on the fact that Chris is going to be there, understandably so. So he writes, okay, Andrew doesn't want Chris there. Will that be a problem? I just don't want any stressful situation for any of the kids. This is going to be a lot for them as it is. Chantel responds, so it's okay for Andrew to go to SeaWorld with his girlfriend last weekend, but not spend time with his brother and sister doing the same thing? Something that both of them have repeatedly asked and invited Andrew to go to either Aquatica or SeaWorld. It gives them something to do that is longer than an hour. You keep bringing up Chris. Never once did I say he was trying to hang out with Andrew. Yes, he will be there, and he will be going with from here on out per Redacted and Redacted's request, but that doesn't mean that he will be interacting with Andrew. We are not trying to corner Andrew, which that doesn't mean anything. Him being there is the problem that Thomas brought up. And she's just saying, like, what do you mean? He's not trying to hang out with him. But that's not the concern. Thomas Hudson has just dumped all of this along with other messages. And there does seem to be evidence pointing to perhaps Chantel alienating the two minor kids. At least that's what Thomas is indicating in this court filing. He keeps messaging her. I haven't seen my kids since April. I haven't talked much with everything that's happened. When can we get things back on track to how they're supposed to be? We will still not be able to have holidays together, in my opinion, after all you've said I've done to you and to the kids. He writes, why would you ever be okay with me being in your house when I was trespassing? So it seems like he's saying your lie doesn't make sense, or your alleged lie doesn't make sense, and then the way that you're finally okay with it again doesn't make sense. And then he responds again, just for showing up for my kid and told I wasn't supposed to be there, help me understand that. In one text message to Chantel, Thomas writes again, you know what's going on. It's gonna come to light. Redacted and Redacted are just scared to upset you, not them afraid of me. That's straight from the source. I love my kids and will not give up on them. It's been a long time coming.
Seems like there's so much going on.
Yeah.
There is.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. My head
So
is all over the
Chantel, I don't know if
fucking
there was a phone conversation or what, but she just ignores that message and she responds, please let me know if you will not be paying child support this week. Redacted 9-year-old daughter wants to go get her Halloween costume. Just trying to figure out if I can swing it this weekend or need to wait till next. Thomas responds, I'm going to hold back on child support and go through the...
What? That's Chantel, man.
Chantel's asking him for child support.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he already paid that, right? I'm going to go through court.
Wait. But isn't one of the kids with him too?
Yeah, the older kid, the older one, which is the Andrew dude, and the other two.
The other two is with her.
Yeah, is with her.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah, which one of his kids, the Thomas dude, supposedly killed the girl, the Anna girl.
Mm-hmm.
And or need to wait till next. Thomas responds, I'm going to hold back on child support and go through the courts, or until things get back in session, I'll be holding my payments. So I just want to clarify that you are withholding child support. You have made it clear that our set in place parenting plan is no longer valid to you. So I'm going to be going through the proper channels to get things done properly moving forward. So he's saying, I'm not going to pay you child support if I can't even see my kids, which is what we agreed upon. And this is, from October to December 2024, it seems like Chantel is mainly ignoring Thomas and all of his pleas to see the minor kids. He's asking to drop off their birthday presents, at least talk to the youngest daughter for her birthday.
I ain't gonna lie. I know the Thomas dude, Bobby, has his own problem because they say he was screaming at the kids or some shit. But from all this text message shit that I've seen, he sounds more like he
more
cares
normal
about,
than, yeah.
These kids than she does, bro. So,
bro, she is, bro.
That's just from what the fuck I'm seeing from the video.
I ain't gonna lie, man. All these niggas is fucked up. I ain't gonna lie, all of them. Everybody, fuck everybody at this fucking point.
Kids, he's asking to drop off their birthday presents, at least talk to the youngest daughter for her birthday. And then finally, you see December of 2024, Thomas texts Chantel, you should really think about what you're doing and understand what I know, especially for someone who wants to marry a guy that might not want to find more out about things with people. I just want to see my kids, and you can live your lie. I don't care.
Wait, say that one more time with the marrying a guy who wants to find out things?
Yeah,
what?
I will say a lot of their messages don't make sense and their grammar is not spectacular at all, but that's what he writes. Especially,
what is he implying?
I have no clue. A lot of these are without context, especially for someone who wants to marry a guy that might not want to find more out about things with people.
Huh. Like she has more secrets.
Yeah, like she be hiding shit that her husband.
But I think the main takeaway from these messages, at least from Thomas's perspective and from what a lot of people see online, it seems like Chantel is maybe the type of woman who puts relationships ahead of her kids and might not pay as much attention to her children and their well-being, clearly, because look what happened on the cruise ship. But also it might prioritize her romantic relationships with men that she just meets over her own children. I'm also not sure if he intended to write lie, like you can live your lie, I don't care, or if he meant to write life, but I guess both are applicable. Later, when Chantel still doesn't respond, Thomas writes to her, "Did you figure out what you want, or did you come clean to Chris about your tough times and who you miss? I'm tired of keeping things to myself when you lie about me." So this makes it seem like maybe she reached out to someone saying that she misses them. Maybe it's Thomas, maybe it's somebody else. I don't know, because it's who you miss. And then it seems that for most of 2025, they move on to a different communication platform where I believe Chantel learns how to run her messages through probably ChatGPT. The grammar is suddenly very formal, and while I have always been a fan of M-dashes, before it became, I guess, a tell signal for AI writing, she suddenly starts incorporating quite a bit of M-dashes that I had never seen in her messages prior. Is that a crime? No, I'm just saying it's like reading two separate people's messages.
Really?
Her text messages, it's like she doesn't know the difference between there, and there. But then all of a sudden, it's just ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's
on this
ChatGPT.
parenting app, yeah.
So interesting.
But some notable messages include Chantel stating that the two younger children, do not want to see Thomas. Thomas writes things such as, "Hopefully, we go to court soon for everything to come to light in the best interests of the kids." So in the messages, Chantel keeps saying the kids are scared of you. The kids are very terrified of you. They don't want to see you. And you are doing this and this and this. And Thomas just keeps saying, "I can't wait to go to court so that everyone will know the truth." So I don't know what's the truth. And at one point, judging from what we can infer from the messages that are in the court filing, it appears that the stepbrother, the 9-year-old girl, were sharing a phone. Thomas is concerned that the boy is not relaying messages from him to their daughter. There are just a lot of messages in between the two talking about their children that we just don't get a lot of context on. And so I'm just gonna try to fill in as many blanks as possible. And there's no definitive, oh, this person is right based off of these text messages. At one point, judging from what we can infer in one short conversation, it appears that Thomas is talking to Chantel about how the two minor kids are sharing a phone. And he keeps trying to reach out to the daughter, but he feels that his son is not giving the message to the daughter. And he says, "If possible, I would like to talk to our daughter because I'm sure he, the 16-year-old son, has not been telling her or showing her the messages I've sent, especially since I seen how he and you acted at the recital with the flowers, taking them and breaking them apart while you were walking out. I'd like a way to directly contact her." We can infer that Thomas had brought flowers for the 9-year-old daughter at some sort of recital, and he is claiming through this message that he saw Chantel and their son walking away and breaking the flowers and not giving it to her. This is in July of 2025. Chantel responds in short about the flowers specifically. Also, I'm not sure what you're referring to about her flowers being broken. They were placed in a vase as soon as we got home. I don't appreciate the implication that we damaged them because that's simply not true. Thomas responds, "I watched it happen. I watched it happen with the flowers and it will be shown, but that's besides the point.
She one
Can
of
you at least
those,
relay
bro.
the message to her that I sent? Hopefully
take a
all of
picture
this
of it?
is settled and done soon."
Yeah, you better
It's
show
not for
that
a really long time after that Chantel finally texts Thomas back. And this time it's after Anna's murder and she texts him, "I need you to call me ASAP. It's an emergency." And there seems to be a lot of phone conversations taking place. So we only just have messages. But in one message, Thomas responds, "I know it's probably a no, but can I come get our daughter tonight? Just to get her away from the situation. I promise you I'm not going to
Try to make
keep her
him look
from you
crazy.
or anything. As soon as you guys are able to head home, I can bring her to you. Or is there anything else I can do?" To which Chantel responds, "I really do appreciate, and I'm not trying to be any which way, but I just think it will be more traumatizing for her to be removed as of right now. She doesn't know anything about the stepbrother being...
Oh no, this woman is gonna piss me
The only
off.
thing I told her is that he was having a hard time coping with losing Anna, so he's getting checked out at the hospital." Okay, well, I'm not trying to push it, but the offer is there if you when you find more out and we have to handle things. When we have to cross that bridge, you and I will come up with a way to tell her and Andrew. Okay? I will call you tomorrow as soon as I hear anything. Okay, were you able to talk to our son? I'm waiting on the FBI and also the doctor to call me as soon as I know something. I promise that I will tell you as soon as I know anything. You will be the only one that I will be calling. I get that, but I mean, have you talked to him while he was at the facility? I was able to talk to him last night for under 2 minutes briefly. He just keeps repeating over and over he doesn't remember anything. I don't even know if they were allowed to let me talk to him or not. But the nurse was very nice and let me talk to him just to tell him that you and I love him. Okay, I just want him to know that he isn't just dead to everyone, regardless of everything. At the moment he needs his parents, I know you know that. I just would like to have a chance to talk to him as soon as possible. Chris, me, and Chris's parents told him that yesterday before they took him. We told him no matter what, you and us are with him. He isn't alone. Why would Chris and his parents say that?
Yeah, because
it's weird.
Yeah, Chris's daughter and their granddaughter just were murdered.
Yeah.
And he's the prime suspect right now. That's so
I don't know if I would sit there and like start immediately filing for divorce. I mean, I don't think that I would blame anyone if they did either, but that's besides the point. But I think it's weird to behave in such a way without getting information unless, and I don't know if I'm being way too hopeful, because from what I've seen so far online, I think that I am being way too giving them the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps Chris and his parents are playing the good guys to get more information out of Chantel to help the authorities, but I don't think that's the case. But that would be the best case scenario, because it's just a little weird that right off the bat, they're so like, we're with you no matter what. I want you to know we're standing by. It's weird. But again, maybe Chantel's lying. Maybe none of this conversation even took place.
Man, she
okay,
lying, bro.
I know everything
There's
is
no way
supposed to
they
be
would say
hush-hush
some
for
shit
now,
like
but I've seen that it's still getting out with posts and comments between Facebook, TikTok, and stuff. I just want to make sure until things are certain that he doesn't get any unnecessary comments towards him. Chantel is fine. Nobody knows anything about him. He is a minor, so his name shouldn't be anywhere. And when we talk to the FBI again, we will reiterate that we do not want his name out there. And everything that's been posted on TikTok and social media, nobody knows anything, and everybody's just speculating. We know what I told you last night, and we'll know exactly more when the autopsy is done. Once we get the autopsy today, depending on what it says, depends on whether he's booked on these charges, and you will start seeing Anna's name. I understand, and no, his name wasn't mentioned in it. Just want you to be aware if you weren't aware. What exactly did you tell Andrew? I don't want to say something to him if you haven't told him. I've told him what I know, so he doesn't hear or see all the theories that are on social media that I've seen. I mean, there's a lot going on. He is okay, just kind of still hard for him to believe. Okay, he was asking me, I just didn't want to mention our son if you hadn't. So he's like, did you mention to Andrew that his little brother is a suspect? Chantel is like, okay, because he was asking me. I just didn't want to say anything if you hadn't said anything. I did. I didn't want anything else to be said online. I feel like he needs to be told the truth by us just so nothing is twisted. He knows not to tell anyone. Can I please talk to our daughter when you get a chance just for a little while? I won't say anything about her brother. I just want to tell her that I love her. I will call you back in a few. We are on the phone with the FBI victim specialist. Okay. November 10th, 2025. So this is like 2 days after Anna's death. Thomas asks Chantel, anything new? The FBI is on the way here now to talk to us, and we should be hearing from the doctor at around 11 a.m. She later explains that the FBI came to talk to them, but while they're talking, Chantel gets a call from the son's doctor. She goes to talk to the doctor, and quote, I also talked to the doctor in the middle of the FBI, so I don't know what was all said with the FBI. I left to talk with the doctor. As of right now, it's a good possibility that he will be released on Wednesday from the hospital. November 10th, 2 p.m., Thomas informs Chantel. They're calling me already from the news. If they got my number, that means they will find my mom's. I'm gonna have to tell her around what's going on and tell her not to talk to anyone, just a heads up. Chantel sends him the contact for an attorney. And later that day, Thomas asks Chantel if she's busy. I'm with my pastor. Can it wait till tomorrow? We are about to be in the home, and this is the first time we will be home without our son and Anna. We don't know how it's going to be. Okay. Then a few days later, Thomas asks Chantel again if he can talk to their daughter, and she says, I spoke with her. At this time, she doesn't want to talk. I let her know that you care about her and that you love her.
Let this nigga talk to his kid.
They just won't let Thomas talk to the young daughter.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it could be as simple as the daughter
I'm about to lose
has
my
bad
fucking
experience.
mind.
Bro, I don't like women like this, bro. I don't like women like this, bro.
This is, I'm not gonna lie, chat. This is one of my biggest fears. Like, I ain't gonna lie, this is a
I
new
don't
fear
like
unlocked.
women like this, bro.
Imagine you have one of your kids just commit a crime,
Manipulator,
a
liar.
very dangerous crime, and you want to isolate all his family members away from the killer, the suspect, but the mom doesn't want to. Bro,
yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my, like, bro, the dad is fucking scared, bro. Like, bro,
somebody just fucking died in that family. I don't want
Bro,
my daughter around.
that
Like,
lady is
Somebody
literally
just
everything.
lost their life around his daughter, bro.
She a manipulator. She a liar. She a sicko. It's like, bro, she weird, bro. Like
I knew there was something wrong with this Chantel
she's
broad,
not
bro.
normal, bro.
I knew there was something wrong with this hoe.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. I don't know why. I don't know what their relation was like before or something. I don't know. But
Nah, you'd be surprised. I mean, I'm not trying to like back up like the other dude, like I know anything about him, whatever, bro.
nah, he
But just
weird.
off of like the vibe and everything that's being talked about, bro, it just seemed like she is full of all type of weird shit, bro. Like he gave her flowers to give it, and he probably did watch it rip them shit apart, and then she just lied to his face, like that shit's in a vase, it's in a this, blah blah blah. I can't even confirm that because I don't get to see my kids. Like I can't even talk. I'm sending messages. The message don't even reach my kids. Like that's the least that I could do if you don't even trying to let me see them. But you telling my kids hate me? How the fuck they hate me if they don't even get to talk to me?
Now that is crazy. If she ripped the flowers, because he said she did. If she's ripping the flowers, like it's like you want, like what type of you want the kids to
hate
them?
them, yeah. Like because there are some women out, bro. I've experienced like some shit, like bro, this type of shit, like with like women having to like create some type of hate, whatever relationship between the kids
like
and
they
the
make
father.
their kid hate.
By distancing them, they want to make the kids hate the dad. Like this has happened in my family before, bro. Like you know our uncle, right?
Yeah.
And his wife. Yeah, like bro, they were gone for like till the kids was like fucking 21 years old.
Yeah,
He didn't get to see that nigga face to face, bro.
Yeah,
and the nigga grew up and she be trying to feed that nigga in her head that your dad is an evil person, is a this. When we was kid, we literally watched this woman smack my uncle in the head with a fucking pot. Like smacking this nigga in front of our grandparents and everybody. So it's just like, nigga, it's hard to believe that there's not some woman out there that is like that, bro. I be spitting beans just to let y'all know, bro. Bro, sometimes when I speak about stuff, I'm talking from experience. Because it's like this really, that shit be pissing me off, bro.
Hold on, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Where did the fuck this nigga? Where did this shit just come from?
No, because
popped us out of here with a pot.
Yes, bro. That nigga pull out a pot and smack that nigga in the head, blood gushing out and everything in front of the whole family. My grandparents, everybody, when we was kids.
Nigga said, damn, a pop. Yo, Chad, but I'm telling you, Nigeria is a different place, bro.
This shit came
But
out of, bro. This nigga just
like,
started venting.
And that nigga started lying, and she would be lying that this nigga is this nigga is that, and blah, blah, blah. This nigga didn't get to see his kid for 21 years, bro.
Bro, this nigga Belugi is a messy ass nigga, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Messy,
but that's
bro.
like, nigga, whenever I'm hearing shit like this, bro, it's like, it's hard to, like...
You gotta stop doing that, nigga. You messy.
At this point, you might as well pull the name out, nigga.
At this point, yeah, you might as well snitch on every fucking body. You just snitched on every nigga over there, bro. They gonna hate you.
You just gonna say all the shit and just, not give niggas a name. About to dare. She doing all
I mean,
that.
it's not like the niggas in Africa ain't corrupt anyway, but them niggas in Nigeria corrupt.
Nah, but I don't even think that's like any
let's
law.
get on the call one day, bro. Bro, there's so much experience I've experienced, bro. It's just like the fact that I can relate so much with this story is like, you never know. We don't know too much about the guy, right?
Yeah.
From everything that we hearing,
it's just
like,
text messages.
It just seems like, bro, she is capable of doing those things, bro.
Yeah.
Like
she looks like a double worshiper.
Yeah.
She said she went to church, man. She said it was going to church.
She irresponsible as
hey,
fuck, bro.
There's a church of Satan, nigga. There's a church of Satan.
We did learn about that. What's her name, bro? The one with the YouTube couple.
Yeah, the
what's her name? The one that
girl
was locking niggas up.
Yeah,
remember when we was walking around DC and they have a church for like Satan for Satan?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Yeah.
Remember they had like multiple of them bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Frankie.
Frankie.
That Frankie. What's her name? The one. Man, she got a whole Netflix documentary now, nigga. I saw her big ass head on Netflix. I was like, oh hell no. Get her off my screen. Ruby Frank.
Mm-hmm. Ruby Frankie.
Frank. Oh yeah. I remember
The
that.
one that be
fucking
locking niggas in a damn
the YouTuber,
Yeah.
the YouTuber.
Yeah, but the
YouTuber.
one that was like
The
manipulating.
lady. Mhm.
Yeah, the lady.
Jody,
Yeah, Jody. Yeah, the one that was caught. She was doing some things strange to her.
Yeah, she had the kids locked up in her
And she was supposed to be a fucking therapist.
Yeah,
I still remember that fucker.
Bro, her big ass head is on Netflix, nigga. Bro,
That's
she's
crazy.
Like,
He's on Netflix.
Yeah, they did a whole.
Bro, she had a
documentary on
cult
that.
and everything, nigga.
Yeah, I saw that shit. I was like, oh yeah, get her off my screen, nigga.
Damn, I actually, bro, y'all remember her name? Damn, I ain't gonna lie, it is kind of hard to forget her name though, Jody. Like when somebody says that name, it immediately pops up. Oh yeah, I remember that fat, deflated balloon ass bitch. I remember her.
Big head ass nigga.
Yeah, motherfucker, I took about some. Like, bro, yeah.
And they just won't let
When a mother-
Thomas
hey,
talk
look,
to the.
Look, chat. When niggas start to get to look like, when niggas look like this when they smile, when it. Don't trust them. That's why I got a bad vibe with this girl, Chantrell.
Chantel.
No,
Chantel.
Yeah, that's
I ain't gonna lie. They kind of look alike. They kind of look alike in the face.
Yeah. I'm telling you, nigga, the moment I seen her chat, what did I say? When I first seen her, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, she's gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
So, what was the last place your daughter was at? The casino.
Yeah,
Like,
when
bro,
she start forming
fix
like
your
that,
fucking
bad
thing.
DNA.
when she start forming like that, man, she's slowly forming into her ass though, man. Her head's not all the way there.
So they just won't let Thomas talk to the young daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not.
Huh.
I mean, it could be as simple as the daughter has bad experiences with Thomas and does not like her biological father. It could be more
I'm good,
on the
Ariana.
conspiratorial side of things that people have been stating that it is kind of odd that Chantel, who really, I mean, this is like really conspiratorial and just out of pocket,
Look like
I will say.
Islam's a
But
bitch.
some netizens are just saying it's odd that Chantel, who prioritizes her marriage over everything, just won't send her 9-year-old daughter to go back to be with her biological dad so that she can probably comfort Chris and like make things right with Chris. I don't know, right? So they're just saying like it's just all around weird. No one knows what's true. Is Thomas bad? Is Chantel bad? Is every single one of them bad? I mean, I think across the board, it's pretty clear that Chantel is not good. Thomas responds, I want to hear it from her with everything going on. Chantel, I need to hear her. I understand where you're coming from, but I cannot force her to talk to you. Then, November 21st, the daughter does not go on her scheduled weekend with Thomas. We don't know exactly what transpires, but we do have clues. Thomas emails Chantel, per our parenting time, I want it known that you did not allow our daughter to go on my weekend. Yes, I understand she's going through a lot, but it's my time. That being said, I deal with you, the parent, not your spouse. So I suppose Chris informed Thomas that he's not going to be getting his daughter for the weekend. Chantel responds, she refused to get out of the car. I did not withhold her from your parenting time. The decision was made based on her emotional state. Thomas responds, no, the decision was made by your spouse closing the door and saying to get away. Yes, she said she didn't want to, but she is going through a lot. I asked for your help to make it easier. Again, you're the mother. I deal with you, not your spouse. Your spouse has no rights. That being said, I will request that he not be present next meet since he is not capable of allowing the parents handling the exchange. Chantel responds, I'm sorry she didn't want to go with you. I know I had encouraged her to. I don't believe her reluctance has anything to do with Chris being there. She's simply been through so much lately with Anna's passing and her brother being gone. The funeral was last night and this is an incredibly difficult time for her. She will be doing counseling through DCF to help cope with her grief, and I'm hopeful she'll reach a place where she feels ready to spend time with you. I will continue to encourage her to go. Thomas hits back. As I stated, I understand, but there is still a parenting plan in place. I am her father, as you yourself said about this 16-year-old son. We are the parents, and we need to help our kids. I kept my mouth shut when you told me that you can't jeopardize your marriage for helping your son. You look scared tonight, and you need to know that my kids come before anyone. Even though I haven't been able to see them for almost 2 years, I will never hesitate. See you in 2 weeks for the next meet for our daughter. I hope things are more civil, and you, the mother, can speak for yourself. And your attorney explains to you how things are eventually gonna go. Hope I can speak and see our daughter soon. Throughout this, Chantel has no problem still ranting to Thomas throughout this like weird custody battle exchange about posts online. November 17th, Chantel texts Thomas. Some asshole posted something. It seems like she's referring to Martin Donahue. And it appears, you know, that could be the case. Thomas responds, his family. Not Chris's family, the ex-wife's family. So she's like, it's not Chris's family, it's Tabitha's family. Well, part of his kids. So Thomas is like, still his family, because Tabitha is the mother of his other 2 kids. So this is like their uncle. The conversation stops there. And then they resume talking about something else. And during the custody hearing, Chantel does testify briefly. I mean, there's not really crazy explosive questions being asked by either party because ultimately this is a custody hearing. This is not to do with the FBI investigation. But
Oh, I wasn't saying that. I was saying, like, if they show her face, look at her face.
party because ultimately this is a custody hearing. This is not to do with the FBI investigation, but Chantel has to get up there and she has to answer a few select questions about this cruise to see if that she is a fit parent for the 9-year-old daughter. She has the emotional affect of drywall.
And at some point, did you discover that one of the children had passed away?
Yes.
And when was that you discovered that?
Friday morning.
She does not appear like she cares much about what happened. And side note, because I just like to be in weird people's
Is this
businesses.
recorded or is this like
Yeah,
just
it's-
transcript?
No, it's live streamed.
Oh, it's a.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I just like to be in people's businesses, and we did a FOIA request, and it states that in 2024 there was a civil case opened against Chantel
From
Thomas's mom.
Thomas's mom.
Okay, so the kid's paternal grandmother.
Yeah.
And Michelle is her name, accuses Chantel of taking one of her guns and not returning them. In a sworn statement, she also attaches an email that she had sent Chantel in 2024. And the email reads in short, "Hello Chantel, I'm following up on our conversation from June 5th, 2024 at Hernando County Court's 3rd floor, where at which time I gave you a formal letter requesting the return of my guns or you will be held responsible for the cost of replacing them. It stated the guns and serial numbers at which time you admitted to having guns, saying that you had the bills of sale, at which time your attorney took the letter, as you said,
I'm not
I
gonna
have the bill of
lie.
sale. And I replied that you may have the bill of sale in your possession, but if you and your attorney read it, you will not see anywhere on there that says the guns are to go to you." She's basically saying these are not your guns. In fact, it states that they are to go to Thomas, her son, and Andrew, her eldest grandson. Since they are still registered to myself, I need them back until I personally go with them to transfer ownership. And then in parentheses, it has the 16-year-old stepbrother's name, and it reads, "And that Redacted's gun is being held in a safe by Todd Hall."
The 16-year-old's gun
Yeah.
is being held at
In a safe by Todd Hall. I mean, this is Florida. Maybe they go hunting. These are hunting. I don't know. But I do want to note it was just interesting to know that he has a gun, has some probably experience firing a gun, and allegedly Anna had reported to those close to her that she was scared of the stepbrother because he always carried around a big knife.
Right.
And he wanted to learn how to play or do jujitsu. But interestingly, in another email screenshot that's included in the filing of the civil lawsuit, Michelle goes on to include, she messages Chantel, "Thank you, please. Give my grandson and my granddaughter all our love. We have all loved and miss them dearly. It is absolutely a very sad and heartbreaking ordeal they have been placed in. They should in no way be hurt or manipulated in the ways that they have. I know, as well as you know, that they love their father very much and they are absolutely in no fear of him and were not in fear of him prior to you manipulating, controlling, and brainwashing them for the past month. It's devastating and upsetting. Please
Man,
stop.
I wish I could read
Step
like
back
Stephanie,
and look at what's best for these kids. They need their family. I don't understand why you feel displacing them from their family, their friends, school, everything they loved and knew is helpful to them, when clearly it's done nothing but damage them. I pray everyone get help, including yourself. I never thought the day would come that you would become the person you've become, and that is simply the person you've despised growing up yourself. Please get help. You know firsthand how hurtful it is when your parent manipulates family members to keep them out of your life. You yourself said you blocked 10 years of your childhood abuse because of what your mother did. Please, God, do not do that to my grandchildren, your children. Thomas's children need the entire family. We all love them. Stop this craziness, please." The civil lawsuit has since been dismissed. However, just 6 months later, Chantel and Chris get married officially, and almost a year after that, Anna
How about you
Kepner
take that
is
certificate and shove it
I
up
mean, a
your
lot of
candy
people
ass?
think that
How about that?
both Chantel
And
and
then
Thomas,
burn it.
you know, and almost a year after that, Anna Kepner is murdered. I mean, a lot of people think that both Chantel and Thomas suck. You know, one comment reads, "The parents don't even seem surprised or emotional that their son is being accused of something so horrific." And it seems like both of them know that something is coming. On Thanksgiving, Thomas finally gets to see his daughter in his care, and he asks Chantel if he can take the daughter to go see the stepbrother, the 16-year-old son, with Andrew, stating that it might be the last chance for a long time for, I guess, all three kids to be together.
That is true, huh? Nobody has said much about the stepson or the son.
No, I just think that every single person,
That little nigga
all
know
the
what he did.
adults in
That
this
is
story
crazy.
just suck. I think.
That is one thing
yeah.
like I feel like nobody's talking about so far. Like even
Yeah,
during
bro.
all of this, like nobody is angry for Anna, and nobody is shocked or surprised or confused about the son. Like there's these emotions that we are all feeling. Nobody's showing that.
Yeah. Okay, let me run you through all of the emotions that are being showed. And it's just so bizarre. Clearly, everybody grieves differently. And I mean, it's just, we can't really dictate how someone is going to express those emotions, but he's just put out very formal statements saying basically nothing of he hopes for justice. If the stepson is guilty, he's going to want justice, things of that nature, but nothing particularly emotional, nothing that expresses any sort of anger or shock or disgust at the situation, or even like deep loss for Anna. Any of the words that are being chosen to describe Anna, it feels very bland. Nothing about it feels like, okay, this is someone who deeply understands her as a person and understands the impact that she had, and now she's gone. It's very like, she was so bubbly, she was so this, and that's about it. So that's weird with Chris Kepner. Heather, Anna's biological mother, that Anna has posted many TikToks about, saying that she has never really had her mother in her life, how her mother had abandoned her and turned to drugs and just left her, alienated her, like all of these things. Heather has come back. She's doing news interviews.
Oh, yeah?
And it's become, again, another contentious divorce thing. She says that she had to wear a wig to Anna's funeral because Chris Kepner wanted to get her arrested for back payments on child support.
He told me that when I told him I was coming down there, he said that that he knew for a fact that Anna would not want me there. And I said, that's a lie. I was like, but whatever. And he goes, if you step foot in Florida, I will have you arrested immediately for back child support.
I'm not gonna lie though, it is kind of fucked up. Like, nigga, you don't show up for your daughter at all.
Yeah.
And then like when she's dead, that's when you wanna. I don't know. I feel like shit. I wouldn't even want to step into that shit. But like,
Yeah, nah, that is weird.
And then now that she's dead, I want to be there for the funeral. Like, I don't know. I should
Like,
be there.
why you want to be there for the funeral, but you can't be there when she's alive? Like, yeah, that's so backwards.
Yeah, I mean,
That's-
like drugs and all that shit. Yeah, but still, like, nigga.
She look like she do drugs.
I mean, if she's a sober person now, if she's
Man.
sober now, because you gotta understand, like, what malicious intent would she have if she showed up to her funeral? Like, what's malicious about it?
It's not malicious. It's just the
No,
fact
it's just
that
the
nigga, you
thought.
never been in your kid. Nigga, it's the same shit as like.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
like-
just fuck. But like, what if she's like, what? Okay, so in the time where she was going through all those drugs, what if there was like a point in time where she was like, you know, she's an addict, as we know, right? In all those years where she was an addict, you know, she wasn't in her kid's life, but then she turned her life around, became sober, and now she finds out her daughter dies, and that's when she wants to go see her. You know what I mean? What if? Because drugs will fuck a parent up, bro. But
I know.
You know what I mean?
But I feel like if you're in the process of like, you know, getting away from your addiction, I feel like giving a little bit of time to your daughter
You can still
would
show love
not
to your kid.
hurt. Like, you don't even see her. You're not in her life at all. Like, she don't even. There's no contact. There's nothing. There's like literally nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, bro. Not even a hi bye. Like, nigga.
Like, it's just, you're just gone.
She don't even
Straight
know if you're still
drugs.
alive or exist.
You don't even care about your kid. I mean, I don't know how the drug shit works, but I'm pretty sure there's still some people that do drugs that's still like, oh,
Yeah,
oh,
like,
hey, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
it's different for everybody. Though.
It is different for everybody, but I feel like when you get to the point where it's like you're full blown drug, you don't care about nothing else.
Yeah, you don't care about nothing else but the drug.
Yeah,
she still abandoned her though. That's.
I don't know. I'm just saying, me personally, it's like it'll be scary for me.
It is fucked up though. Like, you show up when the daughter's dead.
It's like, nigga, that's like me. Oh, I make the NBA. Now my dad want to come back or some shit. And
Nigga, she left when she was 3.
yeah, 3 years old is crazy.
Nigga, and she 18 when she passed. Nigga, bro, come on now. That's
Yeah,
too
this
many
shit
years.
is- this shit is fucking ridiculous,
That's too
bro.
many years, bro. Like, what's she doing?
He goes, if you step foot in Florida, I will have you arrested immediately for back child support. Yeah, I wore a wig and I wore some really tall high heels, so that way, you know, if he was looking for somebody short, he wouldn't see me.
I don't know if that is a real threat Chris Kepner had, but then she comes out to tell the world that she had to wear a wig to her daughter's funeral. And people are like, I feel like the way, this is what netizens are saying, the way that she's describing wearing a wig, it almost feels like, haha, Chris, I got you. Like, you told me I couldn't come, but I went. It feels, again, not about Anna. So people just hate both of them for that reason. Tabitha and her family seem to be the only ones that are showing perhaps maybe misplaced anger in terms of maybe they shouldn't have been on X, maybe they should have been with federal investigators, maybe they should have been on X, I don't know, right? But they seem to be the only ones that show very genuine feelings of anger towards the situation. And Tabitha was in Anna Kepner's life from when she was 3 to 16 years old. Anna Kepner's ex-boyfriend Josh also has been one to come out to say that, no, the stepbrother is weird and he's creepy. Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's any ulterior motive. It's not like he's getting paid for any interviews. So that seems to be a very genuine feeling that he has. Now, then you go on to Anna Kepner's Mima and Papa, the grandparents. I mean, these are people that she posted about on TikTok, and she loves her grandparents, and they are out here saying, well, he's a good kid, he plays soccer, and I believe that he doesn't remember what happened, and that is crazy to me. In fact, just don't make a statement. If that's what you believe, I just wouldn't make a statement.
How old are they? Like,
I mean, they don't look that old.
Not like 80s?
Oh, no. Okay. They look maybe like 60s.
Okay.
They look young.
Okay.
So it's just very odd behavior.
Very weird,
I don't understand it. Again, the only way I could justify it in my mind is like, maybe Mima is undercover. Maybe she's trying to get Chantel to trust her so that she can blow the lid and tell the feds everything, but I don't think so. That's not the vibe she's giving.
It's just too many
Then you have Chantel Kepner, who's sitting here, like, doesn't care, has the emotional depth of drywall that has not even been painted with a pretty color. It's flat. She doesn't care. Even the way that a lot of netizens are trying to figure out what kind of personality Chantel is, and it seems like she prioritizes her romantic relationships. She's clearly not a good mom. I don't think you could ever, in any sense of the word, call her a good parent.
Shittiest mom of the year.
And that's an opinion. But she just seems
shittiest
like
mom of 2025.
And then you have Thomas Hudson, who seems like, okay, maybe his heart is in the right place, but again, we don't know, because we don't know if Chantel is lying and alienating the minor kids or if they genuinely are scared of Thomas Hudson. So that's like a problem there. But on top of that, the bigger problem is in these court filings, I mean, all the minor kids' names unredacted, the full name of the person that this 16-year-old stepson is staying with, fully unredacted in the court filings, just like everyone knows everybody. So much for saying that you're upset that people are talking about it on TikTok. You're the one that's putting out all of this unredacted.
Yeah, I see.
So it's like, again, it just feels like everyone is doing their own thing, and maybe they truly believe in their own hearts that they're doing it for the kids, but it seems like all they're doing is hurting the kids like every step of the way.
Got it, yeah.
That just seems. And then from there to here, I don't know if really any of them have come out in a way that felt impactful towards Anna's life and who she was as a person. In fact, what's crazy, in the obituary, they included the stepbrother's name, because it's like she leaves behind a family who adored her endlessly. And then it lists a bunch of people, including Chantel Kepner, her mother, Heather Wright, her Mima and Papa, Barbara and Jeff Kepner, her siblings, Andrew, and then, all of their names. And then they took out his name later. They also took out Martin's name, because Martin's name was in there too, the uncle that made that angry post.
What is this?
I think it's odd that they would even include Chantel and her side of the family. First of all, they've only been Anna's step-siblings for like 2 years. A year, really, legally speaking.
Yeah, and Chris did this, right?
My spirit will be
We don't know if Chris did it. We don't know if Chantel did it.
Put that
but
motherfucking
someone
woman
did
in my
it.
obituary.
I mean, I'm assuming it had to have been approved by Chris, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's an adult. He was her father. I think it's just very bizarre that they're even included. It just feels wrong.
Yeah, it's really odd.
Like, I think that would be probably the last thing maybe Anna would want, but then they're doing it. So in regards to Chris Kepner's quote about Anna, he says, "I do not stand behind what my stepson has done." So again, does he remember or did he do it? Like, what's going on? Because Grandma was saying, he said he doesn't remember, and I believe it. So maybe you're saying, okay, he doesn't remember, but we all know he did it. Or did he confess? There are internet speculations that he confessed to Chantel before Anna's body was found, and that's why they didn't search the stateroom. But that's clearly like an internet speculation that's not based on any sort of logical or evidential foundation, but it's just weird. I want him to face the consequences. I will be fighting to make sure that does happen. I cannot say that he is responsible, but I can't decline. He was the only one that was in the room, and FBI has an ongoing investigation in which they will have to provide the evidence to say that he did do it or did not do it. He was a normal kid. I would have never thought that any of this would have happened. Right now, my best course of action is to let the FBI do what they're doing. They have the evidence that they need. When they make the arrest, then we'll start seeing the justice side of things.
This is like the softest spoken statement from a father. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he has so much understanding and so much. This is even police have more emotion than this.
Yeah.
That's so odd.
And I mean, this is weird because if you compare it to cases where you have two parental figures, like biological parents, and not saying that biological ties to your children make it any stronger or less stronger, but they've raised them since birth, okay? They have biological ties to their kids. And when one child murders the other child, and if one parent wants to support the perpetrator, that can cause just like the most tumultuous, rightfully, understandably emotional journey. Chris Kepner, it sounds like that's his son, and Anna Kepner is like a girl that he was housing.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like this is his son. This is his child. When it's like, you've known this kid for 2 years. Anna is your daughter.
Yeah. So what's up with it? Like, do people think something is up? Why is he acting this way?
Okay, this is where things get really conspiratorial. And I think I would have to blame the fact that maybe I was with the RM team. And
so the best case scenario is he's a shit dad. That he gives no fucks.
Yeah, let's say it like
That's the best case scenario.
Yes. But there's lots of rumors that are going around that point to much darker scenarios. There are obviously the kind of open-ended questions of why has there not been an arrest made yet? Some people are like, okay, well, the feds take a long time. However, others are like, but this is a pretty cut and dry case. I don't think the feds need to take that much of a long time to cross their T's and dot their I's. So that leads a lot of netizens to believe perhaps the child did alert maybe the mom. And so maybe the feds are trying to see
looking into more.
If any of the parents knew what had happened before the body was discovered. And then the conspiracies just kind of spin off from there. But these are all, again, conspiracies, and they're alleged. And and it's just a mess. Even Anna's biological mom is telling the New York Post, why am I the bad guy? He put them in the same room together. Because people are like, you were not in Anna's life. Why are you suddenly showing up all over the news? And then she says, she was my daughter and I loved her with all my heart and soul. The song I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll is exactly how I feel. It's just one netizen comment reads, I'm so tired of people saying Anna's bio mom deserved to know what happened to her daughter and that she had to read it online. So Heather was complaining that she was traumatized because she found out that Anna was deceased from Google. No one told her. And so people are saying if she had been in Anna's life, she would have automatically been notified by the FBI. It's bad when you have to admit that Anna's bio dad was the better parent than the mom because he's an asshole. And some people are wondering about the room situation by stating, well, I've been on Carnival, and technically a person 21 years old has to be in the room with anyone under the age of 21. So, one parent's name had to be on the room with the 3 teenagers. The parents bear some responsibility for not following the rules. I work in the travel industry, and this is a fact. So I don't know if it's 18. I don't know if it's 21. Another party comments, a stepbrother is not a sibling. It's a biologically unrelated male. It's a big difference. May as well be a boy down the street. Grossly inappropriate for them to be put in the same room. And then, of course, other people are arguing their experiences with step-siblings having perfectly healthy relationships. But then, again, people are also arguing, yes, but a lot of that is due to the fact that you probably grew up with them, too. So you might have a more sibling-like bond because you're both 3 and 4 years old when you start getting raised in the same house together. This is a bit different. Some people believe that it's only a matter of time before Chris and Chantel divorce, writing, "You can almost guarantee that this is going to end this entire marriage. How can you get past the fact that your wife's son killed your daughter? I see a bitter divorce coming. The stress of the funeral and the upcoming trial will tear them apart. Prayers for the biological mother of this young lady and all the other family members." Others think that maybe there will not be a divorce. Some people speculate that maybe the parents are more suspicious than the internet already thinks that they're suspicious. One of the kind of theoretical supporting factors of that is there is this conversation about if the FBI really wanted, they could have kept this entire custody hearing under wraps. They could have maybe sealed the entire hearing. They could have done something because, I mean, if they have an open federal investigation, they could have said, we don't want anything to get out. This is a homicide investigation. This is more important than this custody hearing being televised and live streamed on YouTube or the FOIA requests going through. So there is a speculation that maybe the FBI is also using this court hearing to see how things play out because maybe they're looking into more people than just the stepson or the stepbrother.
So weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
Weird.
Yeah, I have so many questions.
One insane, unhinged, brain dead comment reads, this is on one of Anna's TikToks. This is why. To which people are commenting, question mark, question mark? The commentator, a guy, of course, responds, doing all these sexy videos, he's probably going out of his mind. So he did what he did to her since he couldn't get to her sexually.
That's f***ing crazy.
What?
Another one just reads, I can see why he wanted some of that, exclamation mark. This comment is weeks after her murder.
Man.
There's a video where Anna is mouthing the lyrics to a country song, what doesn't kill you makes you...
You can't take those comments. Those are just dumb idiots, bro. Like, those are fucking trolls, bro.
There are really people in this world like that, dog.
Yeah, like niggas is just trolls, bro. Like niggas is idiots.
After her murder. There's a video where Anna is mouthing the lyrics to a country song, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And someone comments, but he did kill you, clapping emoji. Another comment reads, he is maybe just an immature lad who found himself in a difficult situation. If Anna was friendly to him, as she probably was, that being her nature, he may have misinterpreted it and it went downhill from there. To which someone comments, it sounds like you're saying that if a girl is friendly to a boy, he being an immature lad can't control himself and just might take whatever he thinks he's entitled to, including the girl's life. It just all goes downhill sometimes. And now we just have a lot of open questions. Is this going to be a federal case? Are they going to pass it down to the state courts? Are they going to interview every single person on that cruise? Because, I mean, yeah, you might probably want to interview everyone on the hospital. You probably want to interview the crew and the family and all of the witnesses that would normally come in a regular investigation. But could there be other people on that cruise that saw something on the deck? Or during a breakfast buffet one day, they noticed something, they saw something? Are they combing through all the hours of security footage? How long is all of that going to take? And until then, this is what we know so far. What are your thoughts on this case? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that there are other parties involved, such as any of the adults? If you're a parent, would you do the room configurations like this, or is this just so out of the mind of a regular person? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.
Man, this is my thoughts, nigga. Man, I just solved this whole case, my nigga. Man, I should join the goddamn FBI. Nigga, that nigga did it, bro. Who else could have done it, bro? Like, let's be honest, bro. Like, bro, this video.
I think that little boy planned this shit. Nigga. He's been planning on doing it, but I find it mighty suspicious why what's her name? Chantrell, she stole the guns.
Said something, boy, you keep fucking her name up, man. What's wrong?
I don't give a fuck about that witch's name. Listen,
man, Chantel, nigga.
I don't give a fuck, nigga. Chantel.
Chantel, tell me where you
tell your ass under a bridge, nigga. Listen, I'm gonna Chantel y'all something. Look, I think it's suspicious as fuck that she stole a gun from this nigga. I think that is what the fuck what was she gonna do with those?
I don't know. I guess she kept them because they're her kids' guns or some shit. I don't know.
Now, that little boy, I think he planned that shit. There is a high likelihood if he didn't plan it, he thought about doing this shit multiple times. There's no way. Because the nigga was obsessed with her, as we all know.
Yeah.
The nigga
that's what the uncle said.
Yeah. The nigga was walking around with knives.
Big ass knives. Big
ass knives. Mm-hmm. He has guns.
Mm-hmm.
I think he didn't know how he wanted to do it. So right then and there made sense. I think he'd been wanting to do it. He just didn't know when he wanted to do it, how he wanted to do it. And he thought right there was the best choice. How he was going to approach her. He probably just said, yeah, next time we're in. He probably just kept telling us over and over. Next time we're in this together. Next time we're by ourselves, I'm going to do this. Next time we're by ourselves. Bro, this kid sounds twisted. Like it looks like a twisted ass shit.
Yeah, it's some obsession. Because, bro, they've only really known each other for 2 years, bro. And nigga,
I did not do that.
You can just sit here and say, oh, yeah, they family. Like, they that deep and connected. Nigga, they barely know each other, nigga. So the nigga probably was fiending and shit. And then he couldn't get what he wants and then did what he did. I saw this guy. I don't know why this shit taking so long.
I'm not gonna lie, though. I'm not trying to, I don't want to get, sued or anything or go to court. But, nigga, I think there's more to it. And I think there is some dark shit underneath this, bro.
Oh, for real?
Way deeper than what we are seeing.
Hey, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think this shit is pretty simple, my nigga. That nigga just did it.
Yeah, he did it.
Man,
he did it.
He was fiending for her. I'm telling you, but this was going on. That nigga was twisted. He's twisted in the head. All right? He's obsessed over her. And he couldn't get what he wanted. He's a sick fuck. All right? And then on top of that, he didn't get his medicine.
But the parents are also sick. The parents are also sick, and that's what I'm saying.
Man,
they stealing guns.
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is, if it comes out that yes, it was actually the boy that did the killing, and that big head ass, big glasses ass nigga Chris, well, I think that's his name, right? Stays with her ass. Oh yeah.
I'm
not gonna lie.
I will actually call the name of Jesus. Like, bro.
If he stays with her,
bro,
there is something wrong with that nigga.
No. The fact that no. There's something wrong with him still right now. No, Akeem, you might be on something. The fact that he's still staying with her.
Yeah.
Even when her son is.
I'm not gonna lie.
Come on out. The fact that he.
Bro, the high likely of your son doing it, I'm not even gonna want to be there.
Nigga, yeah, I'm not gonna be next to you, right? And I didn't have a clue. Like, if I had a dream that your son killed my daughter,
like, nigga, I'm
not going to war. Nigga, it's just a dream. Even if I dreamt it,
bro,
I'm breaking up with you. Like, bro, no. If I dreamt it, your son killed my daughter, I'm not gonna be. You know what? I'm getting out of here. Like, bro, I'm taking my son with me.
I hope she gets justice, man.
I hope she gets justice.
And I'm keeping my eye on this case, nigga, because I'm 90%, 95% sure it's that motherfucker.
It's that little nigga, bro.
Yeah, I hope she do get justice.
And I want to beat his ass.